Jerry Save the Steel St. James. It's 7:54 on the way to work. Crummy weather outside. Going to have some snow later on today. 6 in front of 8 o'clock. Really quickly, let me just very quickly explain a couple things about what you're calling in for. The petition, okay? We have room on the petition for 70, like 69 and then 77. 70 signatures, okay? So when you call in, tell the lady, hi, I'd like 3, I'd like 2, I'd like 1. Secondly, the deadline for getting the petitions back to us is December 19th, okay? So that gives you about a month. Thirdly, anybody can sign this in any state, in any part of the whole world, and there's no age limit. If you're 2 years old and you can write your name, you can sign, okay? If you're 300 years old, you can sign this thing. If you live in Kansas City, or if your mom and dad are visiting you from Juneau, Alaska, they can sign it, okay? These are questions we get asked all the time. However, very important, you can only sign once, okay? Don't think you're doing us a favor and the seals a favor by taking 6 petitions and signing each one of them one time, because that doesn't work. That does not count. That is invalid, okay? So you can only sign a petition one time. We have had requests for 7,500 petitions so far, most of them from private individuals who call up and say, listen, Jerry, I can only get about 50 signatures. I'm going to go around my neighborhood, knock on all the doors in my apartment building. That's what it is all about, gang. That's what it's all about right there. We've also had people calling from schools. Burnsville High School already is doing an incredible job for us. Edina West and people out in Fridley and everywhere. Big corporations, Control Data has called. A lot of smaller corporations, and then other ones, bigger ones like the Ford Company. They have called in. Western Airlines, North Central Airlines, Twin City Van Club, good folk Jay, my good friend Jay, and everybody over at Champion Auto Parts in Richfield have called in. A lot of 7-Eleven stores. The response has been tremendous, but we need you. 452-1560. We will mail a petition to you in the mail if you call us. And the petition line is open until 5 o'clock tonight. We will be here all day long. If you can't get through, give us a call back. I will also have petitions tomorrow night. I'm going to be live out at the Cheapskate Roller. Well, why should I say it? Well, we have a professional announcer here with an excellent voice who is here to tell you all about it. Should bring the man in, please. Hello there. This is Jerry. Oh, it's crummy on the outside, but it's nice on the inside. 37 degrees. This is Jerry Save the Steel St. James. Howdy. U100, WYOO, AM and FM stereo, Richfield. It is 8:01, 1 past 8. Good morning. I'm Jerry St. James. On the radio program where in seconds we'll be reviewing the brand new book, 101 Great Places to Spread Great Jelly. With St. James in the morning, playing the hits while you're spraying your pits and saving those seals. It's 8:03, 3 past 8. How you? Good. Hey, listen, most of our features are on the radio this morning. This entire week, of course, is the St. James program dedicated to saving the seals. St. Swami will not be here because we don't have time for him this morning, okay? But he will be here next week. He has called in and dedicated his time on the radio to saving the seals so we can get a lot of the information across to you, okay? But let's see what... Oh, Rex is here, of course. Rex King will be along in just about 25 minutes or so. Guido will be here a little bit later on. He's answering phones right now. Guido will be on the radio. Search for Last Tuesday coming up. As a matter of fact, I think it's coming up right now. Yes, there it is. Oh, wonderful. The sound of fingered snow on a piano filling in for Michael J. Donuts, who's on vacation. Let's take a look here at television's worst sex and scandal-ridden soap opera. Hold on, Ellen. I got Ellen on the phone here. I'm signing her up for a petition. Today, on Search for Last Tuesday, Roger, suffering from a bad case of varicose veins, takes off all his clothes and goes to a masquerade party nude as a road map. Dumb, huh? Well, meanwhile, hold it. Meanwhile, Joanne joins the Minneapolis police force and goes to work as an undercover agent, which makes a lot of sense because Joanne spends most of her time under the covers anyway.
Scotty Ski Tips, brought to you by the Lift Ski Shop. Downtown in Fridley. Hi there.
How you doing?
Oh, it's terrible outside. Just checking our salesmen as they walk in.
Yeah.
I'm getting some very peculiar hairdos as they get inside the door here.
Yeah, listen, the traffic advisory for you. Be careful, because it's turning to ice now. I can hear it smashing against the window pane.
We have a combination of sleet and snow and 35 degrees right now.
Let's play the Mother Fletcher game. Woo! You remember the Mother Fletcher game?
Oh, how do you play the Mother Fletcher game?
Jackie Gleason used to play that all the time.
Yeah.
Show used to give away dumb things. A chart showing the complete skeletal system of the kangaroo. Fried at the oleomargarine tins. He used to do all that. Let's play the news game.
You really want to do that?
Yeah, what's happening?
Okay. Good morning. I'm myself for Michael J. Douglas. As we warned you, it's crummy going to work this morning, and I hope you have taken some words to the wise there and left a little early for work. If you haven't, don't push it. You just get somebody else in trouble and yourself, too. Get there a little late. Why not? Because it's a crummy day and it's going to be worse when you're coming home today. So just be ready for it. I hope you got your car winterized. Hate to have it take anybody by surprise today. Although what we're getting right now is exactly what we told you were going to get yesterday morning about this same time. So we were absolutely correct. Former California Governor Ronald Reagan makes it official this morning. Sometime he'll announce his bid for the 76th Republican presidential nomination. Reagan will be the first declared GOP candidate to oppose President Ford, and probably the only one that's ever been up for an Oscar. Spain's 82-year-old dictator, Francisco Franco, died early this morning, succumbing to the series of complications that followed his heart attack a month ago. Juan Carlos is to be sworn in as the king on Saturday. The Senate will take a look at its Intelligence Committee's report on CIA assassination plots today. The committee plans to make the report public tonight. That's true, they're going to do that. In case you're interested in spending a lot of money this Christmas, got the perfect thing for you to buy. Jeweler Sidney Mobile has got a real good mousetrap. You use diamonds as bait in it. For all you splurgers out there, the San Francisco jeweler is offering a $125,000 gold mouse with diamond chips for eyes. Everybody should have one. And speaking of money, this has not been mentioned yet, but it's from the Zodiac. A long-forgotten loan by New York City to the federal government way back in 1812 could be the answer to New York's monetary woes. Cross my heart, this is for real. City Council President Paul O'Dwyer reports the city archivists, is that whatever they are, have uncovered records of a $1 million loan. Just $1 million, which was never repaid, made by New York City to the government in Washington during the War of 1812. $1 million, you say, that ain't going to do much for New York. But if you add in normal interest, compounded at 6% yearly, that unpaid debt, including interest, now totals $11.2 billion, which is enough to bail New York City out of problems. I wonder when they're going to bring that up for real. Variety magazine reports that both the Senate and the House Intelligence Committees are looking into allegations that the Central Intelligence Agency works with 3 major U.S. television networks in order to place U.S. spies abroad. This from Zodiac. According to the entertainment trade publication, the CIA director, William Colby, is being questioned behind closed doors about possible financial arrangements between the CIA and the networks to keep these alleged spies on the payroll. In fact, Variety said that both committees are looking into charges that ABC anchorman Howard K. Smith killed a story embarrassing to the CIA at the request of the Nixon administration, and that ABC correspondent John Scali maintains close ties with the agency. In Minnesota, a 22-year-old Minneapolis man was sentenced yesterday to 40 years in Stillwater State Prison in connection with the stabbing death of an elementary school teacher last January. Robert Reed pleaded guilty to second-degree murder. November 3rd, the victim, 33-year-old Margaret Hattle, was stabbed in her Edina apartment. Reed, who was caretaker for the building in which Miss Hattle lived, was arrested 5 months after that slaying. Weather this morning, pretty lousy. Windy, the rain changing to snow, which it's doing right now. Snow also tonight. Local accumulations of about 4 inches or more, blowing and drifting before it ends late tonight. Partial clearing finally by tomorrow. High today where it is right now, 35. Low tonight around 25. That's what I said, 35 and sleet and snow in the Twin Cities. I'm Art Snow for Michael J. Douglas with Jerry St. James.
U100 by Jingo. That's John Paul George and what's his name? Ringo. That is Dave Tripper. It's 8:12, 12 past 8. Good morning. I'm Jerry St. James on behalf of the Seals. Nice to have you along here this morning, playing around on the radio here. What? Oh, what is it? I'm on the radio. I'm very busy in here this morning. Yeah, open the door. What is it? What?
Hey, you know Memento.
Oh, no.
You know Memento.
Oh.
You know Memento.
What?
Hey, my friend. Hey, my friend. What? Hey, my friend. It's the old vet here. It's the old vet.
I know who it is. I know who it is.
Hey, I was driving down to the Burnsville Bowl there, my friend.
Yeah.
The Burnsville Bowl.
Yeah.
I heard this thing about saving them baby seals here, my friend.
Yeah.
Hey, my friend. Hey, my friend. That's a wonderful project here. Usually
thank
I
you.
come in here and I'm laughing and joking and make some dumb remarks here, but not this morning. I'd like to volunteer my services there. Can you use me answering the phones there?
Yeah, we can use you this morning.
Alrighty, I called the boss, told him I wouldn't be in here because I'm saving them seals.
Oh, that's all right.
I'll lobby there and answer them phones. You tell them people on the radio there to keep calling in here all day long at 452-1560. That's 452-1560. We'll send the petitions right out, my friend. We'll send it right out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Know what I mean?
Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah.
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 I know what I mean. So, my friend, I'm going out there. It's a wonderful cause there, and I'm glad to see you doing something there to help them baby seals, my friend. It's the old vet. If you need me, I'll be out in the lobby there.
Oh, thank you very much. That's very nice of you. Oh, darn. Hey, everybody Jerry and his grandmother getting into the act here this morning. That's just dynamite. It is 8:13 with Jerry, Save the Seals, St. James, on a Thursday. Hi, you. U100 with Jerry, Save the Seals, St. James, on the radio this morning. The phones are going bananas. It's just so wonderful. Very, very nice people calling up. A lot of folks calling up and saying, hey, Jerry, I had no idea that was going on. I'm shocked and horrified. Well, it is all the absolute truth. Every single word you heard was factual. And unless we can stop it, it will be going on again this April. I spoke with Brian Davies up in New Brunswick, Canada, who's a man who's written a very, very, very good but very painful book on the subject called Savage Luxury. And you might want to pick that up if you're out in Southdale or where you can get to a bookstore somewhere. Savage Luxury is the name of the book. And Brian has been working on this project for 11 years, and he is the man who knows more about it than anyone in the world. And in speaking with him the other day, I did tape record the conversation. I'll play it for you tomorrow. He told me that through our efforts here with these petitions and other petitions gotten in a worldwide crusade, there is a 50-50 chance that the governments of Norway and Canada will ban the seal hunt in 1976, and a 90% chance that they will ban the seal hunt in 1977. So believe me, our efforts are not going for naught here, okay? And as I said, we'll be here all day long, taking the petition numbers, names for petitions. I'm getting punchy here. I've been at this station for 2.5 years nonstop, and we'll be here all day long. So give us a call, 452-1560. As I told you, we only have 4 office lines here, okay? And that's what the boss was kind enough to let us use the office lines for this, and we appreciate that very, very much. He's a good man. I kid about him all the time, but I love him. He's really into this, and I just love him dearly. And he's let us use the office lines and borrow the office space and everything to help out. Well, he's into this too. I mean, he's in there pitching with the rest of us. If the lines are busy, call back later in the day. It's very important. Okay? Good. Let's get on with business here. Oh, the official time here. At the sound of the musical tone. Thank you. That's Save the Seals Moose, our timekeeper. It is 8:18.
Supposed to be a one. Also, stop in early, practice, and meet some of the nation's top foosball pros. Games people play. 320 Broadway, Minneapolis. You've got to see this foosball tournament to believe it. Over $500 in cash prizes, top foosball names, and a fun foosball weekend. November 23rd and November 22nd at Games People Play.
Hey, another reason I mention our boss in this thing is because don't kid yourself. U100 is absorbing the cost for this entire thing, and that includes postage, stationery, the cost of the petitions, and the envelopes. It is costing us a bundle, okay? And the only reason I mention that is because our general manager has said, hey, do it. And believe me, when I say a bundle, it's costing a bundle. And he is behind this thing 100%. He said, go with it, and we love him. I think he deserves a happy applause. Thank you. 100 with St. James. In the morning, it is 8:23. The official U100 Save the Seals time, and Rex King is next.
One.
Today is the day, and now is the time. Would you welcome him, please? A man who is fast becoming a legend in his own time, and the man who, if I may say so, without embarrassing him, whose idea it was to do the Save the Seals campaign. He launched it on Monday on his radio program, his weather forecast, you know. Here he is, the world's only singing weatherman. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Rex King is here. Hey! Radio, it's on the radio line. Here's Rex King, the world's only singing weatherman. Morning, Artie Snow. Morning, Jerry St. James. And morning to all of my Rex King radio rangers this morning. I'm in here and I'm a-fixing to sing the U100 Save the Seals weather. From Minneapolis, St. Paul, the Twin Cities, and my dear all-American anti-communist hometown of Fridley, Minnesota, garden spot of the Midwest. That's what it is. I just want to say thank you so much to everybody that's calling in here on the Save the Seal lines. We're going to send you out a petition, and we're going to get thousands and thousands of signatures to save them seals. Stop that horrible hunt up here north. So I sure want to thank you, Rex King, Guido, and the old vet, Artie Snow, Jerry St. James, and a whole bunch of fine volunteers. Going to be answering them phones all day long at 452-1560, and we're going to mail the petition right out to you. Here comes Marvel Wynn, our traffic director, with a boat on top of her car. Marvel, I know it is raining outside, but you don't need no boat on your car. All right, let me get on with you another weather here. I just want to tell you, she got a canoe on there upside down. That's what it is. I seen her in the parking lot. All right, let me get on with this here. Enough of this. My wife's been bothering me lately. Every time I turn around, she's saying, let's keep up with the Joneses. Let's keep up with the Joneses. Say, how are we going to keep up with the Joneses? They're newlywed. They're doing it every night. You're an old woman.
Here's the weather, windy with rain changing to snow today and snow tonight and snow for the rest of the year. It's going to snow. We're all going to die. I know it. Why does it be so cold here? My wife said to me last night after we got done eating dinner, she says to me, "Hey, sweetheart, let's go out tonight and have some real fun." I said, "That sounds great. If you get home before I do, leave the key under the doormat." Snow accumulating up to 4 inches or more before it's all done with some blowing and some drifting. Oh, it's going to be terrible. I know it. I know we're all going to get snowed in. It's going to be a blizzard. We're all going to get stuck here and everything. We're going to run out of food. We're all going to die. I was out last night, really though, not with my wife. I was out with a couple of the boys. We was over to one of them bars in Fridley where we always goes. We was standing around the bar having a couple of grain belts before I know it gets to be 1:45 in the morning. My wife don't like it when I stay out that late. My buddy turned to me at the bar. He says, "Boy, your wife's going to hit the ceiling when you get home." I said, "Yeah, she's a lousy shot, thank goodness." 35 with a low tonight near 25. That's freezing weather. It's going to rain and snow. I can't believe it. I tease about my wife all the time, but she and I have been happy for 20 years. We were happy for 20 years. Then we got introduced to each other and got married. 35 degrees, 35 degrees in the Twin Cities, 34 degrees in the suburbs, and 81 in Fridley. Oh my, I just seen a school bus full of little children going to school here out in front. They just pulled out. Remember when I was in school? I remember one time when I was in 6th grade. Can you remember when you was in 6th grade, Radio Rangers? I remember one time when I was in 6th grade, I was sitting there in school one morning, I was feeling poorly. It was about 9 o'clock, and the teacher looks at me right in the middle of our lesson. She looks at me, she says, "Rex King, what's the matter with you? You look kind of poorly this morning." I said, "Teacher, I didn't have no breakfast before I come to school this morning." Teacher says, "Well, that's very sad, Rex, but let's get back to our geography lesson now. Let's do some geography. Rex King, can you tell me, where is the Polish border?" I said, "Teacher, he's in bed with my mother. That's why I didn't get no breakfast this morning." That's why does it have to be so cold? Why? U100 with St. James on the radio. It's morning. It is 8:33, 27 in front of 9. Artie Snow right around the corner, filling in for Michael J., who's on vacation this week. Quick reminder that I will be out at the Cheapskate Roller Rink in Cottage Grove tomorrow. Tomorrow night from 7 until 11 o'clock. We're going to be out there going bananas. Come on out and skate. It's a very good evening for older fun. They have a really super lighting system, good sound system out there, and I'll be out there from 7 until 11. One of the reasons I mention it is because I will have boatloads of Save the Seals petitions with me. Okay, so come on out there and sign up to Save a Baby Seal. We're going to have records to give away, T-shirts and turkeys and a bunch of crazy stuff. We're just going to have a good time. Tomorrow, make a really good date. Bring your guy, your girl. Come on out there, and we'll all just get bananas. It's a beautiful skating rink in Cottage Grove. Come on out there. We'll tell you a little bit more about it later. My good friend Gene St. Martin will be there with his face hanging out, and we'll all be out there having a good time and doing some stuff for the seal. Okay?
Ralph.
Hey, sir, Smith. That's 5 letters.
Oh. I thought that was the thing, but it was done or something.
Just about all there was.
I know. I thought, see, there's another one in there that ends Ralph, and I was waiting for him to say Ralph, and all he said was 5 letters. Dumb.
That's all right. I forgive you.
Thank you so much. Anyway, let's see. What's happening? Oh, it must be news time.
It is news time,
I can tell by the grin on your face.
Thank you.
You're welcome. There you go. How's that?
All right.
What's happening?
In the news this morning, good morning. For your information, I'm Art Snow for Michael J. Douglas, who's on vacation right now. It's 35 degrees, snow and sleet in the Twin Cities. Not necessarily in that order, but it's really lousy driving outside, so take care. Going to work this morning, okay? The Christian Science Monitor says Ronald Reagan could and would beat President Ford in the Florida primary if it were held today. The Monitor polled Florida's GOP county chairman. That's right, Reagan throws his hat into the ring today, becoming Ford's first opponent in the primary races. UPI poll of Republican governors indicates that Reagan has little chance of winning the 1976 presidential nomination from Ford, but he's in there anyhow. And to celebrate their 7th year on the air, in the way of a bicentennial celebration, Sesame Street has a new offering for you. Big Bird is running for president this year. So now you've got 2 choices between Ronald and Big Bird. The choices of, the cost rather, of living comes out shortly. The new figures in September, the consumer index went up 0.5%. Experts expect a similar rise in the October figures. Spain's dictator Francisco Franco will be buried Sunday after lying in state for 50 hours. His designated successor, Prince Juan Carlos, will be sworn in on Saturday. In Minnesota, that big teacher strike down in Mankato is still going on. A tentative agreement was reached last night between the Mankato Board of Education and the Mankato Teachers Association. Chief negotiator for the association, Pat Flynn, said the agreement followed a negotiation session held last night that approximately 500 teachers will be affected by the settlement. Flynn said details of the pact were being withheld pending ratification by the parties involved. And taking a look at the Zodiac, the man with $2.5 billion, Howard Hughes. Former bodyguard to billionaire Howard Hughes said that Hughes spent countless hours in the nude watching movies while aides crawled around his private theater killing flies. That's true. That's what he said. This is from the Zodiac. The ex-bodyguard Ron Kistler, who was writing in the December issue of Playboy magazine, said that the aides were instructed in the proper ways to kill a fly by Hughes personally, who is deathly afraid of any kind of germs.
Did you read Playboy yet for this month?
Yeah, I did. I read that article, too.
Wasn't it fascinating?
That was a tremendous article.
Excellent article.
I don't want to try to sell the magazine, but this is one little excerpt from that. It was in Zodiac because it's got to be so peculiar.
It was one of the few things in there that kept me from looking at the pictures for more than 5 minutes.
According to the bodyguard, Ron Kistler, no fly swatters, newspapers or magazines, sticky paper or spray cans were allowed. You had to cover your hand with Kleenex so the hand would not come into direct contact with the enemy, namely the fly. After each fly was killed, Hughes reportedly demanded that the insect's body be shown to him personally, held by the aide who caught it. According to Kistler, Hughes would sometimes say, quote, "Hey, that's a nice fly, Ron," or "You were real quick on that one, Ron." This is a guy with $2.5 billion. See, that's all it takes. As far as the weather goes, windy with rain changing to snow today. The snow will continue right into tonight. Local accumulations of 4 inches or more, blowing and drifting before ending late tonight, partial clearing tomorrow. High today where it is right now, 35. Low tonight around 25. Got sleet and snow on the street with your car. It's 35. I want snow for Michael J. Douglas with Jerry St. James.
What is the accumulation supposed to be here?
About 4 inches, maybe a little more.
4 inches or more, and it's supposed to keep up until when?
It'll clear up tomorrow. It'll continue into tonight, maybe into the wee hours.
Oh, I see. So we can expect about 4 inches by the time everybody gets home, right?
How about that?
How about that? Okay, thank you.
Anytime.
Okay.
Morning, this is WYOO again.
U100, that's Johnny Denver at 8:42. Save the Seals time with St. James in the morning. Playing ahead while you're spraying your pits. How are you? On the way to work this morning on Lexington or Warner Road or Hennepin Avenue or the Ford Bridge or Franklin Avenue Bridge or Cedar Avenue, somewhere on 494 or 694. How you doing? Good. Crummy weather outside, bad driving conditions. Drive slowly and carefully and get there on time, and everything will be cool. Save the Seal lines are open here, 452-1560, and they will be all day today, so you can call in anytime. We'll be standing by all day, all right? Little gold here. This is my request this morning from Carly Simon. U100, this is Jerry Save the Seal, St. James. It's 8:45, and the Seal lines are 452-1560. We'll send you a petition, and I got 2 tickets. Let me see. To U100's second annual Turkey Trot. Yeah, I'm going to send you to see Frank Zappa in seconds. Hang on.
Be sure to save time and money at Instant Plus. North Star Center Arcade, lobby level, 2nd Avenue and 2nd Street, downtown Minneapolis.
U100. It is 8:48, 12 in front of 9 with Jerry Save the Seal, St. James, and I got 2 tickets for you to see Frank Zappa Wednesday, November 26th. Caller number 17 at 452-3333. it's 8:52 on the radio. I just found out from one of the guys in the office here, duck hunting season was over yesterday. I didn't know that. Well, on behalf of ducks everywhere, thank God they're going to let us live for another year. What do you know? U100, Eagles Air, the best of my love. It is 8:56. The U100 Save the Seals time with St. James on the radio this morning, reminding you that the Lions for Save the Seals petitions, if you would like to have one and get some of your friends to fill it out for us and send it back to us, we'll be open all day long today. We have a bunch of volunteers and special operators standing by. A lot of people yesterday called in on their lunch hour. You know, they said, I heard the number, but I was on the way to work, or I called and it was busy. I'm on my lunch hour. Here's my name and address. 452-1560 is the number. Okay? You can call all day today till 5 o'clock. All day long. You may call in here, all right? If the lines are busy, please, for Lord's sake, call back later, all right? 452-1560. This is new from Barry Manilow. WYOO, AM and FM stereo, Richfield. It is 9 o'clock. This is Jerry Save the Seals, St. James, on the radio this morning. How's your face? U100. It's 9:03 on the radio here. This is Jerry Save the Seals, St. James. How are you? Our ace engineers, Ray and Matt, are in the studio here, nailing in a couple of tubes and falling over things. Dear. Hey, listen, the Save the Seal lines are open today, all day long. Special operators are standing by. That means me and a couple other folks. Yeah, call up and get to talk to me and everything, although we can't spend a whole lot of time, but it'll be very nice just to say hello and hear your voice. It's really super to hear all these very nice people calling and just saying hello. I want a petition. 452-1560 is the number. All day today. Okay? Okay. Here we go. Oh, Merle, sing it to the boy.
Made for the pick of loving.
And now, for the vacationing Michael J. Douglas, here's the overtime kid, Artie Snow. Oh, be careful, Artie. Watch it. Oh, hey. Oh. You all right in there? Hello.
Hey!
You all right?
Oh, boy, that was the best time I've had all morning.
I bet it was.
I'm fine, yeah. Yeah, I'm fine.
Oh, dear. Yeah. Well, anyway, things are rolling, as they say in the They say in the business, rolling along.
Neither rain nor sleet nor hail nor snow
or
can
nothing.
stop the Save the Seal campaign.
It doesn't rhyme, but hey, that's Anyway, how are you holding out? People don't seem to realize that you have to work 10 hours a day now because Mike is on vacation.
Well, I do fine. I've decided that the one way I can do it right is to sleep 1 hour for every hour I work. See? So I don't do anything all day except sleep. Work.
Oh, well, enough of this falderall.
I'm starving to death, as a matter of fact. That's all. Oh, okay. Would you like some news?
Yeah, go ahead.
Right,
Lay it on
right
me.
here.
What's happening?
Well, as you mentioned, I guess I don't need to go into that. I'm Art Snow for Michael J. Douglas. Good morning. It is 35 degrees still in the Twin Cities. Snow and sleet falling and getting very slip. I'll have some more about the weather here because there's a lot of weather in the news this morning. The government announces the Consumer Price Index for October this morning. They announced it at about 9 o'clock our time. The index went up 0.5% in September. As expected, the economists expect higher prices for autos and fuel to keep the upward trend going in October. Actor turned politician Ronald Reagan today formally announced that he will challenge President Ford for the 1976 presidential nomination. It was a surprise to nobody because they've been talking about it and setting up the exact time for it for the last few days. Spain has begun 30 days of mourning for Generalissimo Francisco Franco, who died early this morning after a 34-day battle with heart disease and other ailments. Franco's body lies in state today and tomorrow. The funeral is Sunday. Workers in high-rise buildings along the Las Vegas Strip have been warned once again to prepare for shock waves that usually follow a nuclear test far below the desert floor. The test, originally set for Monday, was postponed for 2 days by strong winds at the isolated site. 3 school superintendents, including Morton Olson of the Red Wing State Training School, are resigning. Olson listed personal reasons for his decision, while Pine Island School Superintendent Clayton Holva and Roger Norstad of the Elgin Millville School District say they're resigning to take other jobs. And a blizzard, that's right, the first of the season, hit Minnesota today, smothering the last lingering traces of Indian summer with a rather heavy blanket of snow. The storm's cutting a ever-popular swap from southwest to northeast Minnesota, with the southwestern and northeastern portions of the state already under several inches of snow by early morning. Up to a foot of snow is expected to accumulate in some areas before the storm moves on to the northern Great Lakes region by tomorrow morning. Icy northern winds 25 to 45 miles per hour are building huge drifts, limiting visibility and blocking roads and driveways. Several schools are closed or opening late, and travel is not advised in the Wilmer, Marshall, St. Cloud, Morris, Detroit Lakes, Brainerd, and Virginia areas. Snowplows are out in many areas. They're expected to be called in if poor visibility continues. Driving is extremely difficult along the north shore of Lake Superior, where winds are whipping up 15-foot waves. A Redwood County Highway Department employee said, quote, "Well, you know, winter is here when you have to shovel your way out in the morning. We got 5 inches already, and we're going to get a lot more. Marshall already has 8. We may not even send the plows out until it lets up." Roads in the metropolitan area are becoming very wet and very slippery. They're already wet, now they're slippery. Motorists are urged to drive with caution today. Roads in the southeast corner of the state are mostly just wet at this time. Hasn't really gotten too icy there yet. Blizzard conditions exist west and south of Morris. Morris has gotten 4 inches of snow, and 8 inches so far has fallen in Ortonville. U100 Save the Seals weathercast. We got to try to keep up with it. Windy. The snow will continue today and tonight. 4 inches or more in our area. Blowing and drifting before it ends late tonight. Partial clearing sometime tomorrow. The high today will be about where it is right now, 35. The low tonight around 25. And the high tomorrow only around 30 degrees. Lots of high winds today, making it seem a whole bunch colder. The possibility of rain or snow will decrease to about 20% by tomorrow sometime. Right now it's 100% for the remainder of the day and tonight. 35, as I said once again. I'm Art Snow for Michael J. Douglas with Jerry St. James.
U100, your Save the Seal station in Twin Cities, where Brother Bob plays all-hit music today at 10 o'clock. Brother Bob has been so nice to us. He's been talking about the Save the Seals thing on his radio program and reminding you of the number. He's a pussycat, and I love him. He'll be here at 10 o'clock today. In the meantime, we're fooling around here on the radio with most of our features our entire week on the St. James program, dedicated to the Harp Seals up in the Gulf of St. Lawrence this week. And just for you, the hot flash news of the morning is next. U100, it is 9:15. Now, from around the world, across the nation, and up your alley, time for the Jerry St. James Hot Flash News of the Morning, brought to you this morning by the Microwave Oven Manufacturers Association, which reminds you to close the door on your microwave oven, or you will have the same IQ as what you're cooking. For years, the Leaning Tower of Pisa has been leaning more and more, and historians and scientists in Italy are beginning to really be worried about the world wonder toppling over if it leans anymore. Apparently, the ground beneath the tower is giving way, but now a group of Italian architects has come up with what they say is a guaranteed, foolproof way to straighten the Leaning Tower of Pisa. They're going to tilt Italy.
Sure.
Oh, they are. The new wave of morality, or immorality, is still sweeping the movie industry, with Linda Lovelace and friends breaking down more and more barriers. There are X-rated films, double X-rated films, and triple X-rated films. Now there's a film out that's so bad it's rated RX. Means you can't get in without a prescription. Well, that's what I mean. David Eisenhower, the man who married Julie Nixon Eisenhower, the former president's daughter, and the man who is considering entering politics, is nosing around in Washington, although nobody seems to take him seriously. Just the other day, a reporter is rumored to have asked David his views on pay TV, to which he replied, "It's a good idea. I think we should get reimbursed for watching some of that garbage." Let's try this one then. June Rhee, the karate expert. What are you doing? Oh, June Rhee, the karate expert who's made a fortune with his nationwide self-defense program, reportedly is in a little bit of trouble. Mr. Rhee, who has a school of judo, karate, and kung fu located throughout the country, was in his small foreign sports car in New York last week when he stuck out his hand to make a left turn and hit a cop. That cop is now a Girl Scout. He was directing traffic. You have to explain them, they're no good. Let's try this one then. There, I got a million of these. I'll keep going until you get to something you like. There are rumors flying thick and fast in Washington these days about the possible plans of Secretary of State Henry Kissinger to resign. Kissinger is not commenting, but it's also rumored that a possible replacement for Kissinger, should he actually step down, would be Colby, the former CIA director. Colby is rumored to be considering a job, saying, "I think foreign affairs are fine. Just don't use your real name when you have it." Finally, in the news this morning here, U100 sales manager Patrick Sign on the dotted line Rickert seems reasonably pleased with his new personal secretary, saying she thinks just like he does. Yesterday was her first day on the job. About 4:30 in the afternoon, Rickert called her into his office and asked her, "Do you know when we quit around here?" She said, "Sure, as soon as somebody knocks on the door, we quit."
April, Three Dog Night on a morning in May. Well, it's a morning in November, and if you have a good imagination, maybe you can stretch it that far. 10:42 at Super U100 with the latest invasion from England. The Soviet press calls them decadent, rotten, and, well, you decide for yourself. Bay State Rollers next. Seals weather at 10:46, windy with rain changing to snow today. Well, it's already happened, man. Snow tonight with maybe 4 inches and more. It's going to drift and it's going to blow. Just like Pat McKay this afternoon. High today about 35. Low tonight about 25. It's now 36 degrees with heavy snow falling in the Twin Cities and the Bee Gees coming down. On those nights on Broadway. Bee Gees at 10:50 with Super U and a brand new fantastic song from Electric Light Orchestra next.
Musicland.
U100 at 10:55, Brother Bob. Next time I play that song, which should be shortly after 12 o'clock, I'm going to play the whole LP version of it.
What?
WYOO AM FM stereo Richfield. There is a winter storm warning out for the Twin Cities. 4 inches or more of blowing and drifting snow by tonight. Lucky us, huh? This is real Save the Seals weather. 452-1560. Calling right now. Get yourself a petition and get your friends on it. We're going to see if we can stop the seal hunt in Canada this year. Those poor little babies, we got to protect them. Somebody's got to do it. WYOO. The 100 stands for 100% music. We're going to throw all the commercials afternoon today. 11:02 with Brother Bob and Barry Manilow from his new album, Trying to Get the Feeling. I write the songs. It's WYOO. I love that Barry Manilow. 11:05, Brother Bob with Steve Miller Band. 11:08, well, it's getting to be that time of the season here in the Twin Cities where you have to get up and dance to keep warm. But that's all right, because that's the way I like it. Casey and the Sunshine Band at Super U100 with 4 inches of snow coming by tonight. Didn't that get you warmed up, huh? 11:13 with your snowy Brother Bob here this morning. We're going to take off in a rocket with Elton John next in stereo. At endless number U100 with 100% music next hour. On the Rocket Man with Elton John. 11:19, Brother Bob with the Eagles next. Answer Rip is as close as your phone at 452-3333. Or Elton John rocking the West East LP at Super U100. And while you're dialing the phone, you can listen to a really neat cheating song. Our Save the Seals campaign has been unbelievable. We have a lot of great volunteer workers in here this morning ready to take your call at 452-1560 if you'd like a petition. We don't want your money. We just need your signature. New from Olivia Newton-John. 11:30 with your Brother Bob at Super U, reminding you that the Farmhouse is committed to helping you whether you have a problem with drugs or booze or know someone who does. If you need help, call them. 339-8104. That's what they're there for. Super U with America and all those lonely people on this stormy day with 4 inches of snow expected by tonight at Super U. With the incredible Pat McKay at 2 o'clock this afternoon for vacationing Chucker Morgan. Guess where Chucker is? He's in Hawaii. 91 degrees out there. He just sent us a postcard. That kind of postcard I don't need. Nice one, Brother Bob. Right on the case. 11:35. Joni Mitchell. Help me, I'm falling. 11:38 with your Brother Bob. We're going to fall for Glenn Campbell in his rhinestone suit next to Super U. It's a Dacker back for returning engagement this morning at 11:43. Oh, this weather is so disheartening. I even closed my curtains because I couldn't see out anyway. The whole window's just caked up with snow. Right, where you can save the seals at 452-1560. Get on the petition and help us out.
Charlotte.
For the faint-hearted.
North.
Get into Beatlesology, you'll realize that there's something really filthy at the end of that record. I shouldn't even be playing it. As a matter of fact, I'm going to turn it off right now and stand by for Linda Ronstadt next. It's Super U.
With winter snows coming soon, now's the time to...
Little something to perk you up this morning at 11:56. Get a smile on that face. With Wet Willie, I'll keep on smiling through the snow at Super U. WYOO, AM/FM stereo, Richfield, Brother Bob, with a winter storm warning in effect for the Twin Cities with 4 inches or more of blowing and drifting snow by tonight. Low tonight about 25, with rain tomorrow. Get that, high 37, Super U and Calypso. And 100% music this hour. I just threw away all of my commercials. 12:02 with Brother Bob in the Silver Convention. Fly, Robin, fly. Joey, Brother Bob at 1206, and the main reason why long-distance romances usually don't work out, because if you can't be with the one you love, you usually end up with the one you're with. U100, how about a rock in the West East LP from Elton John? 452-3333, caliber 27, rips it at Super U.
But she burned like fire, and she wrapped herself around you like a well-worn tire. You feel a nail strike your back just like a ray. Oh, you one more chance, you one more time. Who made the mistake? I linger, what you want is with your wife and world.
Second annual Turkey Top with Frank Zappa. That's going to be November 26th, St. Paul Civic Center. Get your tickets now. Super U. U100 with a fitting song for a day like this. You know, it starts snowing and everything. People think about getting warm and cuddling up with somebody and getting some feelings. Little romance here at 1219. I promise you, Electric Light Orchestra, the full stereo LP version of Evil Woman. What an album. Electric Light Orchestra, Face the Music, Evil Woman, and just about everything else on that LP is almost as good. 1223, Brother Bob, don't pull your love out on me, baby. 100, getting down with those nights on Broadway. Better bundle up if you're going to cruise on Broadway tonight or Hennepin Avenue or shoot the loop in St. Paul, whatever you're going to do. Because it's going to get cold, down to about maybe 25 tonight with 4 inches of blowing and drifting snow. Get out the snowmobiles, here we come. With a Barry Manilow. Gotta get that feeling again, LP, coming up sometime this hour. 12:30 and Super U100 with Pat McKay sitting in for vacationing Chucker Morgan at 2 o'clock. That is, if we get the doors widened in time to get his head through. U100 with Abbott and SOS. Save our seals. 452-1560 is the number you can still call up until tomorrow. We'll be sending out those petitions. We'd love to have your name and the names of your friends on it so we can stop the seal hunt in Canada. 452-1560. This weekend, we got a Chicago weekend in stereo with plays and giveaways. From Super U100, listen to win right here at Super U. Feels weather, 12:39. A winter storm warning for the Twin Cities. 4 inches or more of blowing and drifting snow tonight. Get those tires on. Keep close with your brother Bob this afternoon. We need it. It's getting real cold. 12:41, Olivia Newton-John. He ain't heavy. He's my brother. One of the Twin Cities' most popular LPs, the Clearly Love LP, Olivia Newton-John. He ain't heavy. He's my brother. 12:45 with Captain N. Penn Neal. U100 saved the Seals winter storm warning. 4 inches of blowing, drifting snow by tonight. With winds in the Twin Cities getting up to about 40 miles an hour, making driving kind of hazardous. With blowing snow just about everywhere. Streets kind of slippery. Take it easy this afternoon. Take along Super U100 with Brother Bob and Pat McKay at 2 o'clock for Vacationing Chucker. 12:52 with Brother Bob with Jeff Mother Robbins counts down the top 15 most requested oldies on the Acapulco Gold 15. Plus, your mama gives you a chance to score your own Acapulco Gold every Friday night beginning at 9. Right here on Super U100 with Simon and Garfunkel.
Just my father's son. Saving my money, dreaming of glory, twitching like a finger on the finger of God. Even nothing but the dead night back in my little town.
Gary Richfield. I'm your brother Bob at 101 on a snowy Twin Cities afternoon with 4 inches of snow coming tonight. If you're a snow freak, then I'm sure that's the way you'd like it. U100, it's about time to start thinking about conserving gas and energy, especially right here in Minnesota. Well, we need it more than anybody else. The icebox of the world. Join a carpool and plan ahead to avoid unnecessary trips. 104 with Orleans at WYOO. 107 with Brother Bob. I got rock and roll in my blood this afternoon, and it's getting colder by the minute. A winter storm warning for the Twin Cities. 4 inches or more of snow by tonight. High today 35, low 25. 31 at Super U. 111, trying to get down to a movie theme. I'm not sure what movie this is from, but I know it's a movie theme. Because somebody told me. Jigsaw, Sky High at Super U. Oh, this is kind of acid music I used to really get into, you know, when I was first, well, you know what I was doing when I was listening to Donovan. 33 degrees at Super U, 100, Sunshine Superman. U100, Bay City Rollers, the group that the Russians call a decadent, capitalist plot to take over the minds and rot the minds of our youth. Where have they been? You can get into Bay City Rollers. You don't have any mind left anyway. Hey, now. 31 degrees at Super U, 452-3333, home of the Instant Rip, where you can instant rip a pair of tickets to U100's second annual Turkey Trot with Frank Zappa in minutes. 124, just about a good time to play this record. A lot of people starting to pour out of school. Grab your baby. Tell her to SOB, slide over baby, and dig Alice Cooper. U100. All right, now we got half the Twin Cities running wild in the streets. 128 with Brother Bob. Instant Rip is as close to your phone for a pair of tickets to U100's second annual Turkey Trot with Frank Zappa.
More than he could do. You said had it made, but you've been had. The woman knows good, know how, and maybe the blood is bad. Bad blood.
time to step on over to our telephones and get an instant spinners and the Brother Bob and Pat McKay Orchestra Chorus and Dancers. Going to be on Fall in Love here at Super U 134. Contrary to rumors, Pat McKay will be here at 2 o'clock. We managed to get the doors widened earlier so we could get his head through. It's about time we mellow it out here this afternoon. We've been kind of hard on ourselves. So let's get down with Barry Manilow from the Try to Get the Feeling Again LP. 31 degrees with snow, and I write the songs at Super U. You can hear the BBC Rolling Stones concert special Sunday night at 10 p.m. This is the real thing, right on Super U. Get down with your bad self and your deaf Mother Roberts. Your mama tonight at 9 from Super U. I was at this concert when it came off last week, and it just blew me away. Edgar Winter with Rick Derringer and Frankenstein. U100 with the far out Edgar Winter. 150 with the Electric Light Orchestra. Oh, just love this song from the Face of Music LP. Pat McKay, here he comes. Now, breaking through the door. Hands off! Don't touch me! Oh! He touched me. I got cooties now.
WYOO, Stereo Whitfield, 2 p.m. I am Pat McKay in the afternoon with the best music in North America. U100 Pat McKay at 203, working on 40 minutes of non-stop rock and roll. BG's Nights on Broadway from our request line, 452-3333. Call me now. Weather, well, I knew it had to happen sometime. Winter storm warning. 4 inches or more of blowing, drifting snow by tonight. High 35, low tonight 25, bottom around 25. Right now, 32 snow. And number 9 on the line with 452-3333. U100 210 Pat McKay and Elton John.
But you burn like fire, and you wrap yourself around you like a 12-watt tire. You feel a nail strike your back just like a ray. Oh, you want more chance, you want more chance. Who made the mistake? I like you, what you want is with your wife and world.
I'll be appearing along with Brother Bob and a benefit for Rebecca Brockway to raise money for a plastic anemia research. That's tonight. Rosedale Family Skate Center, 2555 Fairview in St. Paul. The admission is a $2 donation. It lasts from 8 till 11 right on Super U.
Magic, what they can do.
the second annual Turkey Trot, Wednesday, 8 p.m. at the St. Paul Civic Center, featuring Frank Zappa and the Mothers of Invention. Get down tonight. It's KC. The Sunshine Band is basically getting down tonight. 223 Minneapolis, St. Paul. I've got a lot of weird people on my phone this afternoon at 452-3333. Let's check it out. Hello.
You want?
U100, I'm having K226. You can save the steals right now. Jerry St. James is at the station at 452-1560. By request, Brandy, your fine girl. And Looking Glass. 229. What a bummer of a day, really. 32 snow in the Twin Cities. I'll count down the top 15 most requested songs. Tomorrow afternoon, 45. Right on Super U. Oh, baby, coming up this weekend, starting tomorrow at 5. A Chicago weekend with plays and giveaways. Where else can you get Windy City Rock and Roll but right on Super U?
Who drove the best?
U100, having can 234 reminding you to containerize your garbage properly. Use sealed bags or cans with tight-fitting lids. We keep Jeff Miller Robbins in a cage, and that takes care of that here. Fly Robin Fly and Silver Convention. I am Havoc Cat Afternoon, 100% music and lovin' spoonful.
I'll meet you tomorrow.
Sebastian, the one with talent. Love and Spoonful, Do You Believe in Magic at 2:39. Thanks. Super U, Pat McKay here at 2:41. My line's open right now. 452-3333. If you're not on, you can't win. KC, the Sunshine Band. That's the way I like it. What more can I say without getting fired? U100, 246. I'm Pat McKay. Hello. U100, hi. U100, Pat McKay and Stevie Wonder, who is superstitious like me. I hate the number 13, and I never walk under ladders. Unless there's a girl with good legs and a miniskirt at the top. Music. Music. I write the songs at 2:54. Stand by for Focus next by request at 452-333.
U100.
U100 WYOO AM/FM stereo Richfield, couple minutes before 3 p.m. I am Pat McKay on your official Save the Seal station with Neil Sedaka and Elton John. U100, where you can drop off any new or slightly used toy at any Twin City 7-Eleven store. Why don't you do your part for the U100 Toys for Tots campaign? 301, Pat McKay in the afternoon, and SOS. This is ABBA. Save the Seals weather. Winter storm warning. 4 inches or more. Blowing, drifting snow by tonight. High 35, low 25, high to mile 25. Right now, 32 snow. Pat McKay and Elton John. This is Leave On.
Leave on, baby.
U100, 309. I am Pat McKay in the afternoon. My line is open right now. 452-3333. And I've got a Barry Manilow. I write the songs LP to number 9. 100, Pat McKay at 312. Steels and Cross. Pat McKay, 316, and somebody on my telephone right now for the instant rip. What's your name? Stacy.
Players and shells of flannel and woven plaid shirts. Life just wouldn't be the same without Levi's. And Levi's just wouldn't be the same without the Midwest Trouser Exchange. With Sal Court, Southdale, Ridgedale, Brookdale, and Rosedale.
Super U, where you can hear the BBC Rolling Stones concert special. It's Sunday at 10 p.m. right on Super U. Here's Morris Albert and Feelings.
Feeling, nothing more than feeling. Trying to forget my feelings of love. Teardrops rolling down on my face. Trying to forget my
Desolation Boulevard LP in the 5 center run. The U100 Happy K and Sweet. 5 center run at 324 with Checkerback Monday. Unfortunately for you.
Charlotte, a young woman searching for the perfect act of love. Charlotte, taking every pleasure, leaving only scars. Charlotte, cherishing her own decadence. Charlotte, bruising every life she touches, from Paris to Saint-Tropez.
Well, 4-letter names. There's Ross, there's Hill.
That's not really the same thing, sir.
There's Smith.
That's 5 letters.
Super You, I'm Happy Cat 325. It is time for my weirdo alarm. If you're a weirdo, call me right now at 452-3333, and we'll get it together. Sound the same way, man. 3 degrees. When will I see you again? Right on Super You. U100 Happy K 328 at the #1 boogie station in North America with Elton John. As I said, I'm taking calls from a lot of weirdos at 452-3333. Hello, what is so weird about you?
I don't know.
You don't know what's so weird about you, huh?
Yeah.
U100 Happy K at 335, and it snows. Let's spend the night together right on Super U.
America. All these great Warner Brothers LPs, regularly $6.98, are only $4.76 this week only. Midland Records is the record store with you in mind, with special prices like this every day. You'll find Midland Records behind the big yellow back door at the Maplewood Mall, and coming in March, you'll find Midland Records on the upper level of the new Eden Prairie Shopping Center. Midland Records, tapes, all your music needs. And now, Midland also has tickets for all the great shown concerts. Midland Records, the upper level record store in the Maplewood Mall.
There goes my job. Simon and Garfunkel, My Little Town, where Jeff Mother Robbins counts down the top 50 most requested oldies. The Acapulco 50, plus your mama gives away a chance to score your own flagpole gold every Friday night at 9, right on Super U.
You and me.
Better time and no better price.
If you would like to talk to Jerry St. James in person, I don't know who would want to, but you can call and save the seals right now at 452-1560. KC and the Sunshine Band, and that is the way I like it. U100 Happy K here at 347. You want to instant rip me right now? You give me blah 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 blah. That's what I said. Number 9, 452-3333. Steppenwolf was born to be. Telephone right now. Hi.
Am I a winner?
Are you a winner?
Of course not, right?
Of course you are.
I am?
You're the winner, man.
Hey!
You just got yourself a Barry Manilow. I write the songs LP, man.
Thanks a lot.
For sure, man. Let's clear up some pimples.
Did you know there's an
feel love is gonna keep them together. With Barry White coming up next. I've heard people say that...
It doesn't seem to me like it's enough. It's just not enough, baby. It's just not enough. Oh, baby. My darling, I can't get enough of your love, baby. Girl, I don't know why. I can't get enough of your love, baby. Lord, some things I can't get used to. No matter how I try. It's like the more you give, the more I want. And baby, that's no lie. Oh no, baby. Tell me, what can I say? What am I gonna do? How should I feel when everything is you? What kind of love is this that you're giving me? Is it in your kiss or just because you're sweet? Girl, all I know is every time you're here, I feel a change. Something moving. I scream your name. Look what you got to do is, darling, I can't get enough of your love, baby. Girl, I don't know why. I can't get enough of your love, baby. Oh, no, baby. Girl, if I can only make you see and make you understand. Girl, your love for me is all I need and more than I can stand. Oh, well, baby, how can I explain all the things I feel? You've given me so much, girl, you're so unreal still. I keep loving you more and more each time. Girl, what am I gonna do? Don't you blow my mind? I get the same old feeling every time you're here. I feel the change. Something moving. I scream your name. That's what you got to do. It's all I got. Girl, I don't know why. Can't get enough of your love, baby.
U100, WYOO, AM/FM Stereo Whitfield, 4 p.m., and I am Pat McKay. U100, you're pulling it all sky high. Takes on 402 with Pat McKay. U100, 405, Pat McKay, and Linda Ronstadt gets hot. U100 Sailor Seals weather winter storm warning. 4 inches or more of blowing, drifting snow by tonight. High today 35, low tonight 25, high tomorrow 25. Right now 32 and snow. And Rufus, tell me something good. Tell me that you like it. Right on Super U.
Tell me that you love me. Yeah. Tell me something good.
U100, 410, Pat McKay, Neil Sedaka, Elton John, and Bad Blood, right on Super U.
Sing about bad blood living inside. The only good thing about bad blood is living the fly.
U100, Pat McKay, Neil Sedaka, Elton John, and Bad Blood at 413. How you doing?
In Cottage Grove, I'm going to be out there. Well, it's true, I am, yeah. I want to see all of my breakfast buddies out there. We're going to have prizes and just everybody's going to get crazy. That's at the Cheapskate Rink in Cottage Grove this Friday night. All righty? Yes, wonderful. You love it.
Super U, I'm having a kid 416. Myself and brother Bob will appear at a benefit for Rebecca Brockway tonight to raise money for aplastic anemia research. It's at the Rosedale Family Skate Center, 2555 Fairview Avenue, and that's in St. Paul. Admission is a $2 donation. It lasts from 8 till 11, and I'm looking forward to seeing you there. From 452-3333, my line, which is open right now. Robert Lamb in Chicago, and wishing you were here. Right on, Super U. 420, and I've got a super cause for you. You can stop the senseless destruction of the seals right now. Call 452-1560. Jeff Mother Rollins tries to count back from 15-1. That's a tough thing for him to do on the Acapulco 15. Listen to win right on Super U.
Super hits. Denim jeans and denim big bells. They got 7 super colors of corduroy flares and shells of flannel and woven plaid shirts. Life just wouldn't be the same without Levi's. And Levi's just wouldn't be the same without the Midwest Trouser Exchange. With Sal Court, Southdale, Ridgedale, Brookdale, and Rosedale.
Super U or Pat McKay's being in calls all afternoon for this one at 452-3333. BTO down to the line right on Super U. The second annual Turkey Trot is next Wednesday, 8 p.m. The St. Paul Civic Center. Frank Zappa and the Mothers of Invention. U100 and Stone. The station with the concert. Start singing.
You like the big cherry pie, fried chicken, that's all I'm asking. Well, it's not so hard to clean them up. Don't waste much time in scrubbing. Get the cleanser that is stronger than whatever you got cooking. Ajax Cleanser. We're number 1 around the world. See what number 1 can do.
Using Comet, more people in the world use Ajax Cleanser. Ajax cuts grease, and with its patented bleach system, bleaches out tough food stains faster than Comet. So do an Ajax job on whatever you got cooking.
Ajax Cleanser. Number 1 around the world. See what number 1 can do.
When you go food shopping, buy at Zayre Shopper City for low discount prices on major brands, excellent meats, and fine produce. Remember, the lowest retail food prices in town are at Zayre Shopper City.
Super U, Pat McCann 440. Getting it on, babe, with BTO. Rolling down the highway. Get down. For Tucker and Elton John.
I'll see you took me by the hand. You're gonna love me in my Chevy van, and that's alright with me. Her young face was like that of an angel. Her long legs were tan and brown. Better keep your eyes on the
Pat McKay, 449. And Sammy Johnson, the Chevy van flagpoling. I'll be appearing with Brother Bob tonight at a benefit for Rebecca Brockway. That's to raise money for a plastic anemia research. It's at the Rosedale Family Skate Center, 2555 Fairview in St. Paul. Tonight, 8 to 11. Admission a $2 donation right on Super U.
There's a feeling around.
U100. Olivia Newton-John and Pat McKay. He ain't heavy, he's just plain fat at 455. Here's WYOO, AMFM, Stereo Whitfield, 5 p.m. I'm Pat McKay, the guy of whom it was once said, who in the hell is that? U100, 504, I'm Pat McKay, 100% music is just minutes away, right on Super U. Pat McKay for Tucker at night. 452-3333 is where I got this little number. Ringo Starr, the back off Boogaloo.
We could have touched the sky. You've blown it off sky
Sky High, Jake's on 513.
Hey, Cal.
See all the fine Wells earrings at Dayton's, and while you're there, pick up a Wells earring nest for only $1. Wells earrings in fashion jewelry at Dayton's.
Super U and Pat McKay reminding you the Kennedy High School Band skating party has been canceled and will be rescheduled at a later date, which brings us to Save the Seals weather. Winter storm warning, 4 inches or more of blowing, drifting snow by tonight. Low 25. High tomorrow 25. Right now, Minneapolis, St. Paul, 31 snow. And Carl Douglas with Kung Fu Fighting. Right on Super U.
Everybody was and some was a little bit frightening, but they did it with expert timing. Oh, yeah. for fighting. Don't get so fast as lightning. In fact, it was a little bit frightening. Make sure you have expert timing.
U100, I'm Pat McKay at 517, minutes away from 100% music, and Rob Sherwood.
Feelings like I've never lost you, and feelings like I've never had you again in my heart. Feelings for my life, I'll feel it. I wish I'd never met you, girl. You'll never come again. Feelings like I've never lost you, and feelings like I'll never have you again in my
U100, I'm Pat McKay at 520, starting tomorrow at 5, a Chicago weekend. And tomorrow from 4 to 5, I'll count down the Twin Cities top 15 songs, and you've got a chance to win them all. Black Oak, Arkansas, who we're bringing to town in concert in December. It's brand new, Strong Enough to Be Gentle from the X-Rated LP. You got it in stereo, right on Super U. U100, Pat McKay at 523, Black Oak, Arkansas, Strong Enough to Be Gentle from the X-Rated LP. Oh, I like that song. The snow is just coming down, man. We're expecting a low tonight of 25, and tomorrow's high only 25. Right now, 31 in snow, right on Super U.
Did you know there's an acne medicine?
You'll find Midland Records in the upper level of the new Eden Prairie Shopping Center. Midland Records, the upper level record store in the Maplewood Mall.
Super U, 524. Pat McKay for Trucker at Night. Rob Sherwood at 6. And right now, The Who for you.
I know you did. I saw you holding lots of other guys, and now you've got the nerve to say that you still want me. Well, that just may be, but you gotta stand trial, because all the while I could see for miles and miles. I could see for miles and miles. I could see for miles and miles and miles and miles and miles. Oh yeah. Now here's a surprise. I know that you have, 'cause there's magic in my eyes. I can see for miles and miles and miles and miles and miles.
Ooh, U100, 528. I am Pat McKay at night. Hello, hello, hello. U100, Pat McKay at 532. Feeling Fox Sears and a Pronto Pup with Nelton John and Neil Sedaka, Bad Blood. Right on to you. U100 535. I am Pat McKay. 100% music is just minutes away. U100 Pat McKay, Led Zeppelin. Oh yeah, 537. Immigrant song. Right on Super U. You know you got me. U100 540, Pat McKay, SOS, at ABBA with John Denver next.
So get sneaky and dance to the great rock show of the Upper Division. All your favorite drinks, your favorite people, and the Upper Division. It's all happening tonight at the Tom Tom Room. Make it to the Tom Tom Room in the Minnehaha Lanes, 985 Seminary in St. Paul.
Super U Pat McKay at 544. Weather permitting, Brother Bob and I will be appearing at a benefit for Rebecca Brockway to raise money for a plastic anemia research. Tonight, Rosedale Family Skate Center, 2555 Fairview in St. Paul. Right on Super U. U100 547 Pat McKay, knife for the trucker, and Hendricks is on fire. Right on Super U. All right, baby. I dig this. I dig this, baby. U100 Pat McKay and Jimi Hendrix on fire from 1967 and 550. U100 Pat McKay face the music LP, ELO, an evil woman at 554 with Robbie Baby Wonder Buns at 6.
During their pre-holiday Elton John Superstar Sale, going on from November 23rd through November 26th.
That's it. That's all. That's the general ticket for Pat McKay until tomorrow afternoon at 2. Robbie Baby is next at 6. I'll see you tonight at the Rosedale Family Skate Center, 2555 Fairview in St. Paul. I want you to keep loving. Bye!
U100 WYOO, even FM Terrestrial, 6 p.m. and let it snow. Back to the Westies LP, 605. I'm Rob Sherwood. You have one of the exciting songs, Brown John. Skull Island Girl. The snow is a bit deep if you are a midget. U100 is 606. I'm Rob Sherwood. That's the way I like it. Blizzard warning tonight. Low tonight 18. 4 to 6 inches more snow. High about 26. Oh, the weather outside is great. Just a little bit. That I want to pass on to everybody. Perhaps a little transistor radio to Mitten and gets out there and starts shoveling. Whatever you shovel tonight, you are going to shovel again tomorrow. So my suggestion is why don't you just shelve the shoveling? I could get into some good stuff. Robert Sherwood, non-stop Super U. U100 614. I'm Rob Sherwood. This is Simon and Garfunkel, and I've got a lot of requests for this. I was answering phones myself, and they were calling. About 17 phone calls in the last 5 minutes. One kid called in 17 times. Together again. And how can two men so young and so rich be filled with so much pain? In my minute? U100 presents the Chicago Weekend. Plays and giveaways. This weekend, listen who in on Super U.
The Crystal Mist.
On that sweet cold box on Sam Album is Ballroom Let's Go Desolation Boulevard. I'm sure with a 622, Jim Mother Robbins. Tonight at 9 with your mama buttons and Boogie Shake at 10:30. While I was a mere pup, one time it snowed so hard, this is no kidding, it snowed so hard that we had to tunnel our way from the back door of our house to the garage. That is the truth. I mean, this is not that long ago either. And plus that, we kept that tunnel all winter long. Never saw the sunshine. It was terrible. We had to tunnel up. How other could it be? I'm falling in love. Chicago. Oh, request tonight for Song called Cat to the Cradle and Uriah Heep Easy Living. I got them written down on my list. I'm going to get into U100. Jeff Mother Robbins counts down. The top 15 most requested oldies called the Acapulco Gold. Tomorrow night at 9. Right on Super U. U100, 25 or 64, Chicago. Oh, Boogie, Thursday night, Super U.
There's a whole new way to fight pimples. It's called mud. M-U-D-D.
Mud.
Mud.
Mud. Mud helps.
Start in clogged pores.
Mud. Mud. Mud helps open.
Beaches to the main course album is 621. Second annual Turkey Trot. Next Wednesday night, 8 p.m. St. Paul Civic Center. Frank Zappa, the Mothers of Invention. Frank Zappa from Show to U100. The station with the concerts. American Band, 649. 105,000 volts on fire. That song is not going fast. They come back. Mickey Mouse and finally reached real release. Group's got 5,000 watts. It's 6:55.
Games people play at 320 Broadway in Minneapolis is their headquarters.
WYOO, 7 p.m. And let it snow. Let it snow. Let it snow. 100. John Denver and a song called Wind Song. All right. Here come the Spinners. Yes, people are playing. Snow, they're playing in the snow, making angels and stuff like low tonight, 18, high tomorrow, 26. I'm Robert. Get on. 100, Cutthroat. Oh. Aqualung. Super U. John. 717, I'm Robbie, baby. Stop music a couple of moments away. Jeff Brother Roberts tonight at 9. I like the snow. We all like the snow. Couldn't fly, Robin. Silver Convention at David the Elbow, 722, I'm Robert Sherwood. Jeff Brother Roberts tonight at 9. I'm trying to see something special Jeff's going to do tonight in a couple of moments. Olivia Newton. Request. Right on Super U. Look at this save the steel weapon. Baby. Have you never been mellow? Olivia Newton-John. 724, and I'm Rob Sherwood. This is by request for Thursday night. Let it snow. U100. Have you never been mellow? Olivia Newton-John. Coming in concert on December 6th from U100. The incredible Black Oak, Arkansas. And listen to what Jim Dandit does. U100, here comes the Alice Boys. 7:30, I'm Rob Shore. This is Alice Cooper, be my lover. 100. Look at the sunshine. frozen orange juice. If Anita Bryan came to town, she'd freeze her buttons off. Woo! Super U. Chucker Morgan on vacation, so that's why I started the night at 6. Chucker's basking in the sunshine in Hawaii. He sent a message for you. God knows I love you, Twin Cities. Close quote. Bonsoir. That's the way I like it. Non-stop, non-commercial, regular, keep on going music. A couple moments away. 4, 5, 2, 33, 3. U100 saved the Seals weather. Low to line 18. High about 26 to 31. Heavy snow, blizzard warning. 4 to 6 more inches snow. Updated weather when Jeff Mother Robbins gets in gear. Tonight, I ride on Super U. Brand new song by the WYOO. 744. I'm Rob Shaw. The Jigsaw. Right on Super U. U100 on a great song. You requested a song by Morris Albert called Feelings. Morris Albert. Play from Led Zeppelin by request. So right on Super U. U100 WYOO AM and FM stereo Richfield. 8 p.m. Let it snow. U100, an incredible song by the Electric Light Orchestra. Oh, I like this thing. For the Face the Music LP, come on now. It's called Evil Woman. You're going to hear a lot about this one. U100 told you what a great song. 10 to 5, I'm Rob Shaw. Good to hear this. If I am your mama tonight and I'm Rob Shaw with non-stop 100%. Super U right on music. U100 say when I'm Rob Shaw. By request, you've got the Thursday night newbies. U100 10 11 non-stop. Southeast Minneapolis, how you doing and where are you tonight? Anytime you want to get in touch, gotta get in touch. Johnny Denver. 100 Charlie Denver. U100, where you hear the BBC Rolling Stone concert special Sunday at 10. Right on Super U. WYOO at 10:20. I'm Rob Shaw, and here comes Christmas. Think of all the kids who need those toys and things for Christmas. They aren't going to have a very good Christmas unless you help the U100 Toys for Tots campaign. This Christmas, put any usable toys you have you're not going to use anymore in the Toys for Tots barrel of any Twin Cities 7-Eleven stores. Come on, do it for kids. Do it for kids. When was the last time you played Yahtzee? Come on, tell me. Last night, to tell you the truth, I didn't have much else to do. Low tonight, 18. Save the Seals weather. High tomorrow is going to be 26 more. Snow. Simon and Garfunkel is my little town. But here comes sweet non-stop. 100% music. 100% music. It's 10:26 with Robbie, baby. There's 8:32 non-stop. 100% music. Elton John, all right. Elton John. 10:36 non-stop. 100% Super U music. I'm Rob Shaw, and Thursday night, Jeff Mother Robbins tonight at 9. U100, it's Saturday night, it's 8:40. I'm Robert. Let it snow, let it snow. Chestnuts roasting on an open fire. I think a couple more. It's winter time in the nitty-gritty Twin Cities, and that's all right because U100, 8:43. This is David Bowie in a song called Space Oddity. Right on stereo Super U. U100, 8:47, and a little bit of mellow music. By request a couple of moments ago, this is Olivia Newton-John and her brand new song, which is not such a brand new song, but this is the first time you heard her sing it.
Rudy, he's not
she doesn't know I'm alive. If I sent her my picture, it would do it, right? That's all for me, Jeff. Mother Robbins is next in line with your mama song. Preceding a copyrighted feature and may not be reproduced in whole. We're part of that arrangement to me. I'm Robbie Baby, and I'll get by with a little help from my wide track, steel belted radio. Good night, Mother. Not bad. I ought to get into major markets pretty soon. Milwaukee, Duluth. I mean, I'm going somewhere, man. Woo! U100 WYOO AM and FM stereo Richfield. Hi, I've got another hour of 100% music, 9 p.m. This is Jeff Mother Robbins. Aren't days like today just fan-sleeping-tastic? Really, baby. Sky high. Jigsaw. U100 Save the Steel's weather. When are they going to fix that pot? Blizzard warning. Oh, really? The forecast up here in the winter, the stupidest things I've ever seen. Winds up to 50 miles per hour, 4 to 6 inches of more snow. Far out, low 18, sizzling. High tomorrow, 26. Jeff Mother Robbins, 902, and the Bee Gees. U100 tomorrow afternoon at 4. Pat McKay's going to count down the top 15 hits in the cities and give them all away. You listen and win. Right on, Super U. U100 912. This is Jeff Mother Robbins at 452-3333. Getting your favorite songs in stereo, flagpole, dog style, at the fair, Gracie Slick, Starship, Miracles. U100 is your number one Blizzard station. I mean, you're stuck in a house anyway, so listen or switch it. That's a hell of an attitude. You will like it. What the hell? U100 at 918. Jeff Mother Robbins, the Stone.
What a
U100 921. I'm Jeff Mother Robbins, 452-3333. Getting your favorites on. You can tell that this kind of weather just really makes me feel so good. Spinners, games people play. Right on, Super U. U100 Jeff Mother Robbins here, 924. Get ready for his second annual Turkey Trot. Frank Zappa and the Mothers are coming next Wednesday night at 8. Turkeys, get a hold of a breast or a thigh or whatever turns you on, baby. U100. Boy, do I hate Elton John. 927. Saturday night's all right for kicking ass. All right, let's rock and roll with 2 in a row, baby. U100 with more winners than any Twin City radio station. 931. This is Jeff Mother Robbins. World famous Boogie Shack is an hour away. Hot damn. U100 934. Jeff Mother Robbins. I love to get down and do it with Carly. Jeff Mother Robbins with the Silver Convention at Fly Robin Fly. Just a part of 60 minutes of music this hour on the number one Boogie station. U100 Jeff Mother Robbins here, 940 tomorrow night at 9. I count down the Acapulco 15. With your chance to win all the albums they are on. Get ready to score, baby.
ready?
U100 Jeff Mother Robbins at 945. Here he is. You want to get something on, you get a hold of me at 452-3333. This is Neil Young from After the Gold Rush. Southern Man, right on, Super U.
Southern Man.
Thanks, Neil. We'll figure out how to end it for you real quick. U100 at 951, Jeff Mother Robbins. If you look past the turkey trot just a little bit, coming up will be a Christmas party to blow you away. Montrose, Foghat, and Black Oak, Arkansas. Strong enough to be gentle. Strong enough to bust your ass. from Black Oak, Arkansas at 954. U100, 957. Jeff Mother Robbins here. Summer day in the cities. U100, WYOO, M&FM Stereo, Richfield, 10 p.m. This is Jeff Mother Robbins with blowing snow and it's sizzling 28 degrees in the cities. And that is not the way I like it. U100, save the seals weather, a blizzard warning, winds to 50 miles an hour, 4 to 6 inches of more snow, low 18 tonight, man. 10:03, this is Jeff Mother Robbins. U100, feelings that I'll never get this car out of the ditch again. Sincerely, your mother's gonna get serious for a minute here. Please try and stay off the roads if at all possible tonight, man. Just stay inside because just about everywhere you go, there's cars in the ditches all over and accidents and everything. So stay inside and do not drive that automobile unless it's absolutely necessary, all right? 10:09. Let's go. Let's find the place to park. U100 is your number one boogie, dog style flagpole at the fair station. 10:14. 100, you've blown it all sky high. I really couldn't give a 10:16. This is Jeff Mother Robbins. The world famous boogie check is coming up. We'll take your calls in minutes.
You like the Red Owl Family Center, Sears, 7-Eleven food stores, Montgomery Ward, Snyder Brothers, Shopco Musicland, and Target stores.
We're coming up with classics tonight. Super U at 10:18, Jeff Mother Robbins. Thank you. And your chance to call for the world famous boogie check right now, 452-3333. Get down on your mama. Thank you. U100 at 1027. This is Jeff Mother Robin. Sweet. Fox on the run. U100, that's the sweet baby. From the Desolation Boulevard album, Fox on the Run, 1029. Jeff Mother Robbins, Boogie Check is next.
I got a joke for you.
Oh, that's just fine. Go right ahead.
What kind of ears do engines have?
What kind of what?
What kind of ears do engines have?
What kind of ears do engines have?
Yeah.
Engineers. U100 Boogie Check, hi.
Yeah, I got a joke for you tonight.
Good.
Yeah, what did the kid say when the Pollock got in his way while he was sliding?
While he was what?
Sliding.
What?
Holy shit.
Fully now. U100 Boogie Check, hi.
Yeah, Jeff, what's black, mongoloid, and makes weird thumping noises in a dark corner?
Yo mama. U100 Boogie Check, hi.
I got a joke for you, man.
Good, man.
Hey,
Don't talk too loud. I got a headache. Go ahead.
Okay, well, there's this guy.
Talk louder.
Okay, well, there's this guy, and he fell on the couch, and he broke his foot.
Check.
Hey, you want to hear about the Polish fisherman that got lucky?
No, what happened?
He married...
U100 Boogie Check, hi.
Hi, I tell a joke.
Yeah?
You hear about the Polish lady made an end table out of her toilet?
Who made her end table out of a toilet?
Yeah.
No, what happened?
Moved herself into the bathroom.
U100 Boogie Check, hi.
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 U100 Boogie Check, hi. For nickels at the fair, flagpole, U100 Boogie Check, hi.
You ain't got any water.
Fuck you. Boogie Check, hi.
Hi, I have a great joke for you.
Oh, yeah? Okay, let's hear it.
This is Pete Myers from Highland Park, and this lady goes into this Italian...
Pretty funny. Go right ahead, Pete.
This lady goes into the Italian grocery store, and she says to the grocer, I'd like 5 pounds of potatoes, 5 pounds of tomatoes, and 5 pounds of onions. And the grocer says, lady, we don't have any potatoes today. So she says, okay, I'll have 3 pounds of tomatoes, 3 pounds of potatoes, and 3 pounds of onions. And the guy says, lady, we don't have any potatoes today. So the lady says, okay, I'll have 2 pounds of tomatoes, 2 pounds of onions, and 2 pounds of potatoes. And the grocer says, lady, we don't have any onions today. And she goes, oh. So the grocer says, lady, take the Tom out of tomatoes. T-O-M. Now take the O-N out of onions. O-N. Now take the...
U100 Boogie Check, hi. U100 Boogie Check, hi.
Super U.S. Super DJs.
I know that. U100 Boogie Check, hi.
Yes, Jeff.
Yeah.
Yeah, got a joke for you here.
Good.
There once was a young man from McDo who slept one night in a canoe. He dreamed that Venus played with his...
100 Boogie Check, hi.
This is Jim Walker.
That's nice.
I'd like to tell you a joke.
Go right ahead.
Why did the nurse stairs go in the bathroom?
Why did the what?
Nurse stairs go in the bathroom.
Slow down, man.
Why did the North Stars go in the bathroom?
North Stars?
Yeah.
Why did the North Stars go to the bathroom?
CJP.
I mean, aren't you really proud of yourselves? That was really creative, exciting, entertaining. U100 at 1038, Jeff Mother Robin, Steve Purple, live, made in Japan, baby. Smoke on the water. And mama, U100, North America's #1 boogie station, 1045. I'm Jeff Mother Robin. John Denver from the Wind Song album, 1048. Hi, this is Jeff Mother Robin. U100, John K. and Stephen Wolf, Little Magic Carpet Ride at 1054. This is Jeff Mother Robin.
One of the newest and
Hammer. 10:58. This is Jeff Mother Robbins with the second annual Turkey Trot. Frank Zappa and the Mothers, Wednesday night, 8 o'clock, Civic Center. Get your tickets now, baby. Bad Company. Moving on, right on, Super U. U100 WYOO, AM/FM Stereo Richfield, 11 p.m. This is Jeff Mother Robbins. U100 Save the Seals weather. Blizzard warning is still in effect, man. More blowing snow, 4 to 6 inches more will accumulate. Low tonight, 18. U100 Paul Simon, our Garfunkel back together again. That's my little town, 1110. It's Jeff Mother Robbins.
Listen to
U100 is your number one boogie station. U100 KC and the Sunshine Band. Thanks for playing in concert here, you lazy son of a...
I'm gonna try a little help from my friends. You need someone to love. This anybody.
U100 in the Bee Gees. U100 Jeff Mother Robbins, 1128. Brand new from the Who. Squeeze Box. U100 with more winners than any Twin City radio station, 1130 with the Madonna. U100, 1133, this is Jeff Mother Robbins. Getting your requests on. Steely Dan, Pretzel Logic, right on, Super U. U100, 1137, I'm Jeff Mother Robbins. Tomorrow at 4, Pat McKay counts down the top 15 in the cities and gives them all away. Listen to win, right on, Super U. 100 were last week. This is the most requested song in the entire week. And it won in the Acapulco 15. We'll find out if it's going to be number one again this week, tomorrow night, starting at 9. U100 is your number one boogie station. U100, that's... Well, if you don't know what that is by now, I mean, really, 1147, this is Jeff Mother Robbins.
With winter snows coming soon now.
U100 Tin Man from the holiday album America at 1154.
Get on, K-Tel.
U100 1158, I'm Jeff Mother Robbins, 452-3333. Getting into you, what you want to hear. I want to make it with you. David Gates. U100 WYOO, AM and FM, Stereo Richfield. A little after midnight, and this is your mom. Unpack. Oh boy, I love winter. I love winter. I love winter. U100 Save the Seals weather. Blizzard and blowing snow continues through tonight. Low about 18. High tomorrow 26. That's what we got right now. 26 in the cities with blowing snow at 12:05. Pat McKay stuck in the parking lot. Fly, Robin, fly. U100 getting your request on for yes. U100 is your number one boogie station. U100 1218 with King Crimson. U100 1227 Linda Ronstadt. U100 1230 in the cities. You're listening to Diamond Time. Brought to you by J. Gerber Jewelers at 385 Wabash, downtown St. Paul. Famous for diamonds for 90 years. Boy, I sure love this tropical weather. I mean, that's the way I like it. U100, Jeff Mother Robbins, 1233. This weekend, in fact, starting tomorrow night, the Chicago weekend. Win their greatest hits albums all weekend long. Keep it here. U100 McKenna Stones, Letting It Bleed at 1237 with Jeff Mother Robbins.
Autumn love is forever.
U100 boogies on all night long with a snowman at 1.
I've been walking.
U100, your number one boogie station. U100, Sky High, 1247.
They come from Anoka. Magnificent jewelry store, famous for diamonds for 90 years.
1248. That's it for me. Bye. U100, where you've been listening to Diamond Time, brought to you by J.A. Gerber Jewelers, 365 Wabasha, downtown St. Paul. Go ahead. Art. Arthur.
I had to clean up some stuff here. I'm here.
That's quite all right.
Some of the news is coming over late. Since it concerns Minnesota and the weather and all that sort of stuff, I thought I ought to rip it off.
Whatever turns you
Which
on,
I
Art.
did do. Which I did do.
Goodbye, Art.
Goodbye. Have a good trip. Most of you out there in Twin Cities are having a little tough time getting home right now, if that's where you're headed or wherever you happen to be headed. Mainly because the roads are super lousy. A blizzard warning continues this morning in the southern portion of Minnesota. Winter goes to the state in a big way with a sudden vengeance. 2 men died in the Twin City area while shoveling snow yesterday. Another man died of a heart attack at Granite Falls while putting on his snow tires. The Twin Cityans who died of heart attacks were 62-year-old Louis Bell of St. Paul and 74-year-old Louis Simmons of Robbinsdale. Travelers were stranded in the line of the storm from southwest Minnesota to the northeastern portion of the state. An emergency shelter was opened at the St. Cloud Civic Center, and the mayor of Albany said he wanted to open a Red Cross shelter in the junior high school. Interstate Highway 94 was barricaded at Albany because of the drifting snow and the low visibility. The National Weather Service reported snow accumulation up to 18 inches, with more expected before morning. Winds up to 45 miles an hour were also reported. The Weather Service did have some good news, however. It said the storm would taper off in all but the northeastern portion of the state during the early morning hours. Today, most of the storm area will have some light snow. It'll clear towards this afternoon. Temperatures should drop during the day, ranging in the middle and upper 20s. High winds and snow are not expected to end this evening in the northern portion of the state, northeast portion of the state. It'll be sometime tomorrow before the snow ends up there. U.S. District Judge Miles Lord has been ordered to halt all further proceedings in the Reserve Mining Company case. The order was handed down yesterday by a 3-judge panel of the 8th Circuit Court of Appeals meeting in Omaha. The stay was ordered until the judges have decided whether Lord acted improperly by ordering Reserve to pay for an emergency water filtration program in Duluth. The appellate judges stressed their order is in no sense a final one. They also ordered the Army Corps of Engineers to continue its filtration program in Duluth and told the Corps, city and state officials, that they must bear in mind recent evidence showing the program has serious shortcomings. Commenting on the judge's findings in Omaha, Judge Lord said their decision was a victory for Minnesota Governor Wendell Anderson. He called the appellate court order, quote, a victory for Governor Anderson, Reserve Mining, and the Duluth Chamber of Commerce, and a setback for the health of Duluth citizens. Reserve dumped 67,000 tons of taconite tailings daily into Lake Superior, and asbestos fibers found in the tailings and in Duluth drinking water have been called hazardous to health. Meanwhile, reports from Duluth stated that the current winter storm kicked up 15-foot waves on Lake Superior yesterday, and North Shore area residents were warned not to drink unfiltered water. Officials at the National Water Quality Laboratory in Duluth said the high waves have stirred up what they termed an excessively high level of asbestos fibers in the water. A real mess, in other words, up there. Minnesota Senator Hubert Humphrey, chairman of the Senate Foreign Assistance Subcommittee, said he and Secretary of State Henry Kissinger have agreed to cooperate in writing the details of the U.S. arms sales program. Humphrey said he would insist on a congressional role in determining the amount of sales and gifts of U.S. arms to foreign countries. Kissinger agreed, and Humphrey immediately named 2 members of the National Foreign Relations Committee staff to work with Kissinger on the program. A Senate report shows the CIA tried unsuccessfully to kill Cuban leader Fidel Castro and Congo Premier Patrice Lumumba, and in some cases supplied arms for insurgents who assassinated world leaders. The CIA plots against Castro allegedly included underworld figures, poisoned cigars, and a chemical to make his beard fall out, to destroy his image as the beard. Ronald Reagan entered the Republican presidential race yesterday during a Washington news conference, and he visited Florida and New Hampshire. Both states hold early primaries. Former White House Chief of Staff Donald Rumsfeld took over as Defense Secretary yesterday at 43. Rumsfeld is the youngest man ever to hold that particular office. Elsewhere in Minnesota, Minnesota National Republican Chairman Rudy Boschwitz says he thinks Ronald Reagan could embarrass President Ford in some of the presidential primaries, but Boschwitz said he's confident that Reagan will not succeed, adding he hopes Reagan's efforts don't have a diverse effect on the party. In the world of sports, our Minnesota Fighting Saints won a game last night, beating New England by a score of 2-0. And Brian Hextall has been traded to the Minnesota North Stars, which means now that the Hextall brothers, Brian and Dennis, can be reunited. U100, WYOO, AM and FM stereo Ridgefield reminds you, you've got a head full of problems and you can't talk them out with anybody, just contact Twin Cities. That's the name of them, contact Twin Cities. Anytime at 341-2896, 341-2896. U100 Save the Seals weather. Blizzard warning is continued during the early morning hours. Strong northerly winds continuing, causing blizzard conditions in the outlying areas. Snow diminishing to flurries, ending sometime this morning with an additional accumulation of about 2 inches. Partial clearing this afternoon, clear to partly cloudy tonight and tomorrow. Colder, though. The low this morning about 18 degrees. The high today around 25, and the low tonight around 10 degrees. Right now in the Twin Cities, still got some light snow and blowing snow. It's 26 outside. I'm Art Snow for the new Super U. You're listening to Diamond Time. 102 in the Twin Cities. U100 presents the Chicago Weekend. Plays and giveaways all weekend long. Listen to win on the Super U. 26, making 25 now in the Twin Cities. With a lot of blowing snow. Neil Sedaka, Bad Blood. Under the snowman, Save the Seals weather. Blizzard warning continues in the Twin Cities. Could get a couple of more inches before it's all over with. Blowing snow, look out for that stuff. About 18 for a low, about 25 for a high today. It's 25 right now, Super U, with blowing snow. Fresh air, Quicksilver. U100 snowman. Hello, hello, hello. You can rip me off. I don't know what happened to the rip-offs, but you can do it now. 452-3333. Bruce Springsteen by request.
I wanna be your friend, I wanna guard your dreams and visions. Just wrap your legs around these velvet rims and strap your hands across my engine. Together we could break this trap. We'll run till we drop, and baby we'll never go back.
You're welcome. That'll be coming up Wednesday, November 26th, 8 p.m. St. Paul Civic Center from Stone and the Super U. I got some tickets here to see What's Up, Tiger Lily. Movie on the West Bank Auditorium at the U of M campus coming up tonight. If you want to go, give me a call right now, Super U. U100 boy from Young Americans and Fame. 120 in the Twin Cities on the stereo album station. This is Diamond Time. You're listening to Diamond Time, brought to you by J. Gilbert Jewelers at 385 Wabasha in downtown St. Paul, famous for diamonds for 90 years. Well, good morning. I'm Art Snow. 5 or so. And low tonight, down around 10. Oh, we're getting there. I'm Art Snow for the new Super U. This is Diamond Time, brought to you by J. Gilbert Jewelers, home of the Northern Star Diamond, 385 Wabasha in downtown St. Paul. U100 John Denver Calypso, where you'll hear Jerry St. James this morning, 6 o'clock, saving the seals on the Super U. This is Diamond Time. You know, I'll bet a lot of you remember your mother saying, my butcher, my grocer, my jeweler, nobody can get here. Lots of people from all over the Midwest area refer to J.A. Gerber Jewelers as my jeweler. This didn't just happen now. It's been going on for 90 years. It has been said that Gerber Jewelers reminds us of old times. Friendly folks at Gerber's enjoy having many, many friends stop in for a cup of coffee, all informal. No need to dress up. And when you're ready to get that special loved one in your life, the most treasured possession you can, that one of a kind, the finest that money can buy, the fiery, beautiful Northern Star Diamond, you'll find that your desires will be satisfied and you'll be pleased with the warm, friendly service. No interest, no carrying charge, no extra charge for Gerber's Custom Credit. Just tell them what terms will comfortably fit your budget. Even you confirmed bachelors stop in and see the Midwest outstanding styles. That's at J.A. Gerber Jewelers, Gerber, 385 Wabasha, between 5th and 6th Streets, downtown St. Paul. Famous for diamonds for 90 years.
Super U presents
That is smoking on the water. Oh, that's good. I have here some tickets to What's Up Tiger Lily at the West Bank Auditorium. Coming up tonight. If you can brave the storm, I'll give them to the people that call. U100 presents our second annual Turkey Trot next Wednesday at 8 o'clock at the St. Paul Civic Center, featuring Frank Zappa and the Mothers of Invention. That's Zappa from Stone and U100, the station with the concerts. Don't miss that one. 141 Super U on Diamond Time with the Snowman, Simon and Garfunkel. My little town is definitely snowed in. U100 where Jerry C. the Seals, St. James, plows his way to work this morning. 6 o'clock. Oh, it's all snowy outside. We're going to get some more, too. The winds are going to keep blowing for a while. It's not a good night to be out. Turn the electric blanket up to 472 and get that fetal position. Edgar Winter Group, by request, Frankenstein. U100, 148 in the Twin Cities, got 26 and blowing snow out there. That's what she told me. U100, where Pat McCabe will count down the week's top 15 songs using his fingers. Friday at 4 p.m. Listen and win them on the Super U. You're listening to Diamond Time.
They come from an okay?
U100, over my head, Fleetwood Mac. You're listening to Diamond Time, brought to you by J.A. Gerber Jewelers, where brilliance has no limit. 385 Wabasha, downtown St. Paul, famous for diamonds for 90 years. Good morning, news time once again. U100 Snowman 204, where Jeff Mother Robbins will count down the top 15 most requested oldies on the Acapulco Gold 15 and give your mama buttons to you. They'll give you a chance to score your very own Acapulco Gold every Friday night beginning at 9, right on the Super U. Bee Gees for the main course LP, Nights on Broadway. That is Snowman 208 in the Twin Cities, 25 degrees, blowing snow outside. 6 inches, 7 inches, possibly 8 inches before it all gets over with sometime today. By request from Baker's Banquet, Rolling Stones, Sympathy for the Devil. U100, where you can drop off any new or slightly used toy at any Twin City 7-Eleven store. Do your part for the U100 Toy for Tots campaign for this Christmas. Give the kids something, yeah. Here comes the sun, don't I wish? Beatles, by request. From Abbey Road to Beatles, the original. Here comes the sun. Hang on for some Olivia.
Super U.
U100 222, Save the Seals weather blizzard is continuing at the Super U. Maybe an additional inch or two of snow before it all goes away. Lots of wind and things like that coming down right now. It's 25 in the Twin Cities, low of 18 this morning, high of only 25 today. Sweet Fox on the run. U100 232 in the Twin Cities with a snowman. Why's it got to be so cold? We'll ask Rex King this morning with Jerry St. James, 6 o'clock on the Super U. From Hellbound Train, Savoy Brown, Iced Up Tracks, Hellbound Train. U100 240 in the Twin Cities with a snowman. Jerry St. James, 6 o'clock this morning, if he thinks it is. From X-Rated, Black Oak, Arkansas, soon to be here, Jim Dandy, Strong Enough to Be Gentle. Hell of a song. U100 presents our second annual Turkey Trot. That's right, next Wednesday, 9 p.m. at the St. Paul Civic Center, featuring Frank Turkey Zappa and the Mothers of Invention. That's Frank Zappa, who's not really a turkey, from Stone in the Super U, the station with the concerts. Frank will come over and cram yellow snow up my nose. Chicago, by request. Oh, your mama. U100, good morning, I'm a snowman, and it is for real. The snow is there. Makes me want to yell. Silver Convention. Fly, Robin, fly. U100, snowman, one of the most One of the best doggone songs I've heard since that famous southern song, Slopping the Hogs with God Blues. It's also better than I'm Despondent Since I Flushed You Down That Toilet Stool of Sorrow Blues. Charlie Daniels Band and the Birmingham Blues.
Did you hear it? We got to go home. Had me a fine woman back in Birmingham town. Took care of my money and she didn't play around. All I got left now is a bad case of Birmingham blues. All I got left is a bad case of the Birmingham blues.
Woo! U100, 252 in the Twin Cities. Got 25 degrees, a lot of blowing snow outside. Nothing personal in that. I hope. U100, from the Look at Yourself LP, Uriah Heep, Tears in My Eyes. Super U. U100 is Snowman 304 in the Twin Cities, Jerry St. James. At 6 o'clock this morning, Saving the Seals. Morris Alpert, Feelings. 100 Morris Alpert, Feelings. I feel good. I like the snow. I do like this. It's time for the snowman to give the abominable snowman yell. I got to do that every time the snow starts. U100 presenting the second annual Turkey Trot next Wednesday at 8 p.m. St. Paul Civic Center featuring Frank Zappa and the Mothers of Invention. That's Zappa from Stone and Super U, a station with the concerts. By request, Elton John. U100 in your bedroom, Daniel. U100, snowing, good morning, and blowing snow outside all over the place. What a mess, what a mess. 25 in the Twin Cities. Gonna get some more snow. Going down to 18 tonight. By request, Casey and the Sunshine Band, and that's the way I like it. U100, still blizzard weather. Blowing up a storm outside, which what it's doing. We'll get another inch or so. Low this morning about 18, high today around 25 right now. The Twin Cities, blowing snow. U100 by request. 325 in the Twin Cities. You want to know why it's got to be so cold? Why? Rex King will tell you at 7:15 this morning. Leonard Super U with Jerry St. James. Pronounced Leonard Skinner, Freebird. Well, if you're ready, so am I. Time for the extended morning news in length. Redundancy being one of our better features. U100, Michael J. Douglas is on vacation, as you well know. And I'm Art Snow, and this is the way it goes. A little later on, we will have the second half of the story of the ozone layer. As an interview from Rolling Stone magazine. Same guy that was talking about it yesterday morning will be talking a little more about it this morning on Super U. That's from Rolling Stone. A distinguished editor-columnist has focused in on one of life's most frustrating problems, how to call a waitress. William G. Sumner, a lot of you know him as the editor of the St. Paul Dispatch, wrote in a column headlined, "How do you call a food service engineer?" There is a phenomenon that has puzzled me for many years, he said. That is, we in America seem to be reluctant in getting the attention of a table attendant to call out firmly, waiter or waitress. I call a waiter. I am reluctant to call a waitress, although two of my tribe have practiced the art of waitressing off and on through college. That is what they call it. Most of us settle for the timid, miss. If we agree that it's an honorable profession, why can't we call it for what it is? Or come up with a standard form of address that will hurt no one's pride, embarrass no one, and get the job done? The editor points out that in France they use garçon, which also can mean, hey boy. For a waitress, the French usually use serveuse, which he notes conveys a strong implication of servility. Well, in Germany, a superior waiter is addressed as Oberkeller and a waitress as Kellerin. After traveling through much of the world, my conclusion is there is only one country that does it right. The sunny, sultry, and mostly happy Philippines. In Japan, they can be a call for boy-san or girl-san. Boy, sir, or girl, madame. That's what they mean. If fast service is demanded, you might shout, Hayako! In China, it is oui, hello, and kwati, kwati for this moment. For at this moment right here, in Indonesia, you might make loud calls for bung, bung. Chances are you would get the same tunnel vision response, which Sumner mentioned. In those places, you would, in a restaurant in the United States, during a crowded lunch or dinner time, just not be able to summon one. You say, hey, waiter, and the guy stares off in space. But in the Philippines, it's all quite simple, and it seems to do the job. Just pull in all your breath and let it out in a sound that pierces the room. At first, it may sound a bit gaudy, but it works. Try that sometime. Might get a lot of people looking at you like you're a real weirdo, but then again, it might work. Well, the Civil Liberties Union of Massachusetts has filed a federal suit seeking the reinstatement of 2 women who were discharged from the Army because they said they were lesbians. The suit, filed on behalf of Debbie Watson and Barbara Randolph, alleged the Army unconstitutionally discriminated against the women and violated their rights of privacy. The case was assigned to U.S. District Court Judge Frank Murray, who will next receive preliminary briefs and discover statements from the parties involved. The 2 women who were privates and members of the honor platoon at the Fort Denman Security Agency Training School were given less than honorable discharges in August 1975 after they said they were lesbians. The civil liberties suit said the 2 were subjected to an intensive 3-hour questioning by Army Security Agency and Army Criminal Investigation Division officers, which violated the women's right to privacy. And what has being a lesbian got to do with criminal, anyhow? A Massachusetts Civil Liberties Union official said, and this is a quote, fundamental to our constitutional government is the recognition of a pluralistic society. It's time the Army and other social institutions stop discriminating against people whose affectation or sexual preference is for persons of the same gender, unquote. That's what they said. Well, the existence of the legendary creature called Sasquatch, or Bigfoot, has been debated, for decades. There have been a whole bunch of reported sightings of the creature, which is sort of a North American lowland version of the abominable snowman that may or may not live in the Himalayan mountains. But one Oregon woman is so convinced of Bigfoot's existence that she's asked the governor to back legislation to protect the monsters from curious hunters. Mrs. Jean Fitzgerald said she and members of her family have seen Bigfoot creatures a number of times in the past couple of years, seen 9 of them together at one time. She said they're 9 feet tall. They have black fur all over their bodies except on their faces and hands. Mrs. Fitzgerald said the creatures apparently are not harmful, having passed up the opportunity to kill members of her family. Instead, they show great curiosity about humans. Pick them up and bite them in the neck. Hey, look at that. Hey, what do you know? Well, there's not much about UFOs this morning that I can give you, except the little update on that Arizona story about the Arizona woodcutter named Travis Walton. That was a very strange story. Well, there's an update on it from the Zodiac. Travis Walton, claims to have been beamed aboard a UFO for 5 days. Well, Travis has vanished again. This time, however, he's not believed to have left the planet Earth. Walton was scheduled to undergo a lie detector test in Phoenix. That was supposed to be last Friday to tell about his trip aboard 2 flying saucers. However, the 22-year-old Walton never showed up, and no one was there to explain why. Walton could not be contacted, but the unconfirmed report going around Phoenix says that he signed an exclusive contract to tell his story to the Weekly National Enquirer. And as a result, he's avoiding all other publicity. Well, according to 6 other witnesses, the way the story went, Walton vanished into thin air November 5th after he was struck by a ray of bluish light from a hovering object. That's the way the quote went. He reappeared 5 days later with a wild story about being aboard 2 flying saucers piloted by beings who would not talk to him. The local sheriff's department said that 5 of the 6 witnesses later passed lie detector tests. The polygraph results on the 6th witness, the department said, were inconclusive. But that's where it stands at this time. They can't find Mr. Walton. And if he wants people to believe what he's talking about, he'd best show up. That's from the Zodiac. Also from the Zodiac, June Pointer has permanently retired from all future live performances with the Pointer Sisters ABC Records reports June is withdrawn on the instructions of her physicians after suffering from a series of illnesses, apparently brought on by the tough physical demands of concert appearances. June will appear on the future Pointer Sisters albums, and her sisters, Bonnie, Ruth, and Anita, will continue to go on tour. Led Zeppelin's currently in the Musicland Studios in Munich, West Germany, recording a new album. The LP is expected to be released in early '76. It'll be the only time for the next 9 months that fans will be able to hear Led Zeppelin in action. The group reports that because of Robert Plant's bad ankle, broken in a car accident last August, they won't appear in concert until next summer, at the very earliest. Continuing in the music binge here, from Earth Starship, Tanya Tucker, you know who she is, Delta Dawn. She suffered some minor scrapes and a slight concussion when the Jensen sports car she was driving veered off the road and flipped over a couple of times. 17-year-old country singer is recuperating at home. She should be up and around in no time at all and ready to sing it out again. It Had to Happen, Jimmy. A new single on Warner Brothers is a song about missing labor leader James Hoffa. It's sung by Bob O'Donnell, who penned the tune, along with Nashville Police Detective Captain Paul Godsey. Yep, also from the Starship. Although it's been reported that Mick Jagger will play Paul Newman's son in the film Ragtime, the rumors are now being denied. I guess Paul Newman would play father in that book if you've read it, and Jagger would be the reactionary son. According to Record World, as things now stand, Newman isn't even on paper to do the project, let alone Jagger. But what you can believe is the Stones are making arrangements for a major European tour sometime next spring. And their new album, recorded some time ago in Munich, is set for release around the first of the year, somewhere around there anyhow. Moving now to the Zodiac. Why not? The Seattle Post-Intelligencer reports that the Seattle Police Department kept what might be the ultimate in undercover intelligence files. Included in those police files, the newspaper said, were dossiers on local politicians, business leaders, ministers, teachers, judges, the Seattle Council of Churches, and the Seattle Crime Prevention Commission. In addition, there was reportedly even a police file on former FBI Director J. Edgar Hoover. Woo! Pacific News Service reports the United States government is on the verge of handing down weak regulations to control what is known as genetic manipulation. Genetic manipulation is a relatively new science which enables biologists to create entirely new kinds of viruses that could literally spread uncontrollable diseases. The manipulation involves transplanting the genes from one cell into another. Scientists warn that this could enable biologists, as an example, to transplant the genes from a cancer virus cell into a common intestinal virus. This new cancer-causing virus would then be immune to natural human defenses and would spread like a plague throughout the world. Because of the inherent dangers in this genetic research, leading scientists gathered earlier this year and urged the governments of the world to set strict controls over genetic manipulation. However, Pacific News reports that the National Institute of Health has drafted weak guidelines for genetic manipulation, basically calling on scientists to control their research themselves through peer pressure. According to MIT biologist Jonathan King, letting molecular biologists regulate genetic engineering is like asking the tobacco industry to regulate the sale of cigarettes. It ain't going to do a whole bunch of good, in other words. That's from the Zodiac. Back to Earth Starship for a minute. Roller mania, the term used to describe the extraordinary popularity of the British rock group the Bay City Rollers, has been soundly criticized by a leading Russian cultural journal. The Sovietska Kultura said the Rollers' music is designed, like all drugs, to stupefy people, and it called the Roller mania fans the victims of a big business plot. Replying to the Soviet criticism, Roller manager Tom Patton pointed to the vast discrepancy between the official Soviet view of the rock culture and the growing number of popular music fans in the Soviet bloc countries. The Rollers are already in the charts in East Germany, and the group will play 3 concerts in Yugoslavia, said Patton. Then who knows? The group might just stage a march on Moscow, singing and playing their guitars, of course. Ho, 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 ha, ha, ha. Doesn't that really just knocks you out, doesn't it? Well, that's about, there's really not a whole lot this morning. The controversial issue of voice prints is expected to enter the Patty Hearst trial in San Francisco. Federal prosecutor James Browning has requested court authorization for the so-called voice exemplars to help determine whether the voice on SLA tape recordings is really Ms. Hurst. To conduct the test, Patty would be required to re-record some portions of those tapes in which she referred to her parents and former boyfriend as pigs. The prosecutor acknowledged some courts have upheld it as a technique for identification, and some have said no, it's not sufficiently reliable. That's from Earth News. Also from Earth News, accused SLA members William and Emily Harris have won a delay in their trial date, setting it back to February 2nd of next year. During pretrial hearings last week, it was brought out that neither of the two persons said to have been kidnapped by the Harrises during a crime spree in Los Angeles last year considered themselves to have been victims. Defense attorney Leonard Weinglass told reporters that the prosecution even had one of the kidnapped victims hypnotized by a psychologist. Weinglass said the prosecutors were confounded by the fact that these people, who were supposed to be victims, actually had a very favorable impression of their so-called assailants. Weinglass said the two people only considered themselves inveighed against when they were first interviewed by the police and later by the prosecution. All right. Also from Earth News, the Superior Court judge in Los Angeles will rule early next month on whether the four principal officers of the plush Rancho La Costa Country Club near San Diego are public figures in the legal sense. The four were identified in a March 74 issue of Penthouse magazine as members of organized crime, and the country club, built with Teamster Union loans, was termed a watering hole for the mafia. The four officers have sued Penthouse and the authors of the story for a record, get this, $630 million, claiming libel. However, if the judge rules that the officers are public figures because of their long association with organized crime, the libel suit would be required to prove that the story was written with malicious intent. In court last week, attorney Louis Neeser, representing the four La Costa officers, attacked the freedom of the press issue raised by the Penthouse lawyers. Neeser said he wished freedom of the press was in better hands than a magazine that specialized in close-ups of women's orifices, which of course had absolutely nothing to do with the trial, but Neeser wants it to be known. Attorneys for Penthouse termed the plaintiffs gangsters, racketeers, and hoodlums. Said attorney Joe Grutman, if these men are not found to be public figures, then reporting on organized crime in his country is dead. The La Costa Club was the site of Richard Nixon's first public outing when he appeared there to play golf last month with Teamster boss Frank Fitzsimmons. All right, that's what they said. Let's see what else we have from Earth News. Must be something here. The government sometimes works in wondrous ways, which normal men may never understand. Take, for instance, the appropriations for the Commerce Department's upcoming national ad campaign on behalf of free enterprise. The 3-year campaign conducted by the Advertising Council will hit the print media and the airwaves late this year with messages designed to educate Americans about the value of the free enterprise system. But who pays for the campaign? Well, the Commerce Department has coughed up the initial $239,000 from funds that have been appropriated for 2 department agencies, the Office of Minority Business Enterprise and the Economic Development Administration. Those agencies, both responsible for helping people to get and keep jobs in the free enterprise system, will go begging, while the Advertising Council conducts a media blitz to sell Americans on free enterprise. Doesn't make a whole lot of sense, does it? That's from Earth News. A plan also in Earth News proposed by the U.S. Customs Bureau to create a U.S.-Canadian DMZ has been scuttled by Washington budget makers. The plan would have provided $23 million for the installation of electronic sensors and radar and sonar-equipped air patrols along the U.S.-Canadian border. The plan was intended to prevent terrorists from crossing the border to disrupt the Olympic Games and the bicentennial celebration in Washington, D.C. next summer. Frankly, that wouldn't do a lot of good. Tell them that right now. One side of the fancy new $2 bill, resurrected for the bicentennial, will carry an exact duplication of the famous painting, The Signing of the Declaration of Independence, with a minor exception. 6 of the signers portrayed in the painting were omitted on the new bill. Designers felt the picture was too cluttered. That's hardly fair. Boogity, boogity, shoot. Pity the poor pets. Dogs and cats are hurt more by the recession than their masters, mistresses, whatever. Checking this out, UPI conducted a poll of humane societies, animal shelters, wildlife preservation groups, dog pounds, and pet dealers and owners in widely scattered areas of the U.S. The survey indicated that dogs and cats are getting the short end of the stick in their food trays. A Nielsen survey made for the Pet Food Institute said dry food, as opposed to the more expensive canned kind, now accounts for about 70% of the total dog food sales in rural countries. Rural counties, I mean. The figure is 54% in cities. Hundreds of pets, especially large dogs, apparently have eaten themselves out of the house and home. The cost of pet food is being used as an excuse for some Americans to get rid of their pets. Pound and shelter officials in several cities say more dogs are being abandoned or turned in, fewer are being adopted. Chicago and New York City are among the exceptions, indicating that dog ownership is related directly to the crime rate in urban and or industrial areas. In the opinion of Milton Searle of Denver, pets' plight is more of a people problem than an economic one. Searle, the director of Animal Protection Services for the American Humane Society, said the abandonment trend seems to be leveling off because the economy seems to be improving. But AHA President Rutherford Phillips said the high price of food is largely responsible for a downtrend in adoption of large dogs and an uptrend in their surrender. He said both trends are particularly noticeable in urban areas where large breeds and mixed breeds are popular as watchdogs. The opposite view is held by Robert Mitchell, executive director of WYOO Home Association, which operates 3 shelters in the New York City area. Mitchell said he's seen no evidence of increased abandonment of pets in the metropolitan area, and oral contraceptive for pets may be the answer to the population control problem, and one manufacturer, the Carnation Company, is working on just such a project in canned food form. Get your dog on the pill. Beverly Hills, California police say Albie Baker has done it again. Baker wrote a book in 1973 on his exploits as a jewel thief. At the time, he said he was giving up his career in crime to follow the straight and narrow. After his book was published, Baker turned to screenwriting as a new career and worked as technical advisor on a movie called Thief. But movie work became hard to find, and police think Baker wanted to rebuild his fortunes with a few more of his old-time capers. Baker's recently under investigation for about $100,000 worth of jewel thefts. Sesame Seed is celebrating its 7th birthday, December 1st. To celebrate the bicentennial year, Big Bird plans to run for president. Under the name Ronald Reagan. No. A long-forgotten loan by New York City to the federal government in 1812 could be the answer to New York's monetary woes. City Council President Paul O'Dwyer reports the city's archivists have uncovered records of a $1 million loan, which was never repaid, made by New York City to the government in Washington during the War of 1812. $1 million might not sound like a whole bunch of money to bail out something like New York, but if you add in normal interest compounded at 6% yearly, that unpaid debt, including interest, now totals $11.2 billion, or enough to bail New York out of its fiscal misery. That's from the Zodiac. Also from the Zodiac, a congressional study has found that price increases granted to natural gas producers has not resulted in new supplies of natural gas, as was intended. Instead, the primary result has been higher prices paid by consumers for natural gas. The Washington Post reports that the study has been prepared by the House Commerce Committee Subcommittee on Energy and Power. Committee investigators have reportedly uncovered an internal Federal Power Commission memo, which committee investigators believe was, quote, suppressed by the FPC. That memo deals with a 1974 decision by the FPC to nearly double the price of all new natural gas while keeping old natural gas at a much lower price. The idea was that charging more for new natural gas would stimulate more exploration for new energy sources. The internal FPC memo, however, states that the FPC has discovered that natural gas companies merely classified old gas as new gas, and thus they charge consumers higher prices for old gas. The memo says that 76% of the expensive new gas being sold is in fact old gas. And that's downright dirty pool. Variety magazine reports that both the Senate and the House Intelligence Committees are looking into allegations that the Central Intelligence Agency works with 3 major U.S. television networks in order to place U.S. spies abroad. According to the entertainment trade publication, CIA Director William Colby is being questioned behind closed doors about possible financial arrangements between the CIA and the networks to keep these alleged spies on the payroll. Variety said that both committees are also looking into charges that ABC anchorman Howard K. Smith killed a story embarrassing to the CIA at the request of the Nixon administration, and that ABC correspondent John Scali maintains close ties with the agency. Right there In front of your very nose, there it is. Seattle cops are stopping motorists these days for driving carefully. That's right, the police are handing out pens as courteous driving awards, and each driver cited also will receive a letter from the chief of police. Jeweler Sidney Mobile thinks he's built a better mousetrap. It uses diamonds as bait. And for all of you looking for something really wild to get the spouse for Christmas, the San Francisco jeweler is offering a $125,000 gold mouse with diamond chips for eyes. A plan proposed by U.S. Customs Bureau to create a U.S.-Canadian DMZ has been scuttled by the Washington budget makers. Seems that the plan would have provided $23 million for the installation of electronic sensors and radar and sonar-equipped air patrols along the U.S.-Canadian border. The plan was intended to prevent terrorists from crossing the border to disrupt the Olympic Games and the bicentennial celebration in Washington, D.C. next summer. Or did I already tell you that? I don't remember whether I already told you that or not. But if I already did, forget it and pretend I didn't. Got the second half of that ozone talk coming up now from Rolling Stone. And without further ado, here it is.
About 1 billion aerosol spray cans per year are used in the United States, in deodorants, hairsprays, insect bombs, housekeeping products, and they may be convenient, but they also may be deadly. The latest issue of Rolling Stone magazine tells why. The fluorocarbon propellants in the spray cans are destroying the protective ozone layers of the atmosphere and allowing harmful ultraviolet rays to reach the Earth. This is Hank Philippi for Rolling Stone News, and I asked science editor Michael Rogers how the $500 million per year fluorocarbon industry is reacting to this discovery.
They're obviously very upset, and one of the main things that they're doing is spending money on public relations, what they would like to call public education, to combat what they see as a misrepresentation of the problem. They're launching large campaigns involving probably millions of dollars, although they'd really rather not give an exact dollar figure, to suggest that the problem, while it may exist, is not serious enough to call for immediate action.
So they'd like to do more research and meanwhile sell more fluorocarbon aerosols?
Right. The feeling that one gets from talking to industry is that they've probably pretty much accepted the fact that fluorocarbons will be phased out, at least in aerosol.
But they're spending millions of dollars to prove that it's not harmful.
Well, or at least to put off action.
Why?
They would like to put it off for at least 3 years because they feel that there hasn't been enough actual proof in the stratosphere that these changes in the ozone layer are taking place. There's plenty of proof in the laboratory, and that's something that they really don't dispute. What they're worried about is the numerical accuracy of the model as far as stratospheric action goes.
So DuPont, which is the largest producer of fluorocarbons, admits that it is probably destructive, and yet they still are spending millions of dollars a year to try to tell the public that it's not harmful?
Well, they're very careful. They don't actually say that the threat doesn't exist. They say that it hasn't been proven.
You say in your article in Rolling Stone that one company has called back its fluorocarbon-propelled aerosols?
Well, one company has made a big thing out of the fact that they've removed fluorocarbon aerosols from their product line. That's Johnson's Wax. They've actually run full-page newspaper ads saying just that they would no longer use fluorocarbon propellants. That's annoyed other people in the industry because it appears that Johnson's Wax really never used fluorocarbon propellants very much to begin with. And actually, some people in the industry think they were rather taking advantage of the situation. Past that, there hasn't been that much of a move towards changing propellants. If you're using a fluorocarbon propellant, usually it's because your product needs it, and you have to change the structure of the product in order to be able to use some other propellant. So it's not that easy a thing. You actually pretty much have to stop making the product in order to switch propellants.
How did the DuPont public relations people justify their continuing to sell fluorocarbon aerosols?
Their advertising and public information tends to put the risk in terms that make it seem less important and that justify the sort of delay that they're talking about. But they do it in terms that I think are a little bit insidious. A good example is one industry spokesman, a DuPont spokesman, has said that the risk involved in delaying action on fluorocarbons for 3 years is less risk than many of us expose ourselves to in 1 year of sunbathing. On the surface, that's a way to get around the inherent dangers of skin cancer, etc., and to make it sound less serious. Underneath the surface is the question of whether DuPont or anyone in industry or anyone in government for that matter has the right to decide what risks we expose ourselves to. The difference between being exposed to harmful radiation because of a breakdown in the ozone layer is much, much different than the risk that we voluntarily take when we go sunbathing.
So they would have us sunbathing whether we wanted to or not.
Right. That's basically how one would read it.
We've been talking with Michael Rogers, who tells why aerosol spray cans may cause permanent damage to the atmosphere and to human beings in the new issue of Rolling Stone magazine. For Rolling Stone News Service, this is Hank Philippi.
Thank you, Hank. As far as sports go, the Minnesota Fighting Saints won a game last night against the New England Whalers. They beat them by a score of 2-0. U100 WYOO AM and FM stereo. Ridgefield reminds you the Metcalf Junior High School Drama Club of Burnsville will be presenting a musical narration called the Roaring Twenties Review. That'll be tonight in the school's gym. Tickets may be purchased at the door. U100 Save the Seals weather. The blizzard warning is still up. We are still encountering high winds, blowing snow in the Twin Cities, and it's still building up. It's not a good night to drive at all. The winds are still up around 35, sometimes gusting to 40 miles per hour. Maybe an inch or two more snow before it all quits. Low this morning around 18, high today around 25, right now 24 at the Super U and snowing. U100 Snowman and your basic rock and roll outlaws. From Foghats, who will soon be here in concert, along with Black Oak, Arkansas. Brought to you by Super U. Jigsaw, Sky High, 405 in the Twins. Lock myself out with the blowing snow. U100, the Snowman. Here's what we need right now. At 408 in the Twin Cities, got 24 degrees. I would like to have a July morning. Uriah Heep from The Look at Yourself, LP. U100 presents the Chicago Weekend. Plays and giveaways all weekend long. Listen to win on the Super U 3-Dog Night. Family and man. U100 420 in the Twin Cities. Why it's got to be so cold? Jerry St. James will tell you this morning along with Rex King. Rex can make it here from Fridley. At 6 o'clock this morning on the Super U. Super U presents Snowman 432 in the Twin Cities. My request on a snowy Friday, Lucky Man. U100, where you can drop off any new or slightly used toy at any Twin City 7-Eleven store. Do your part for the U100 Toy for Tots campaign. 436 in the Twins. Simon and Garfunkel. My Little Town. U100 words tonight. Jeff Mother Robbins will count down the top 15 most requested oldies on the Acapulco Gold 15. Plus, your mama will give you a chance to score your own gold tonight and every Friday night, beginning at 9, right on the Super U. Sean Phillips, by request. From Second Contribution, song for Sagittarians, and Looking Up, Looking Down. Snowman of 447 in the Twin Cities. Cold outside. Jerry St. James this morning with Rex King on the Super U at 6 o'clock. John Denver. U100 Save the Seals weather clear to partly cloudy. Cold through Saturday. Local blowing and drifting snow today causing hazardous driving conditions and things like that. High today should be around 25. Low tonight around 9. And the Super U, the Who. Squeeze Box. From By the Numbers, LP by the Who. By request, Casey the Sunshine Band. That's the way I like it. Park that van a little closer to the airport so I don't have to walk. U100, where you can hear the BBC Rolling Stone concert special Sunday evening at 10 p.m. right on Super U. U100 507 in the Twin Cities from Rock of the West, he's Elton John. 6 o'clock this morning, Jerry St. James on the Super U if he can make it. All right.
Super U presents.
Getting it on this morning. It's Super U. Good morning. Oh, it's cold and windy and rainy and everything out there. Woo! 23 degrees right now. DNR Janitorial is up and raring to go this morning. Why so early? Too cold to be up. They want to hear BTO taking care of business. U100. Good morning, Mr. St. James. Your assignment, should you accept it, to attempt to get to U100 by 6 a.m. to produce your usual quality air performance. Dragonfly, Jefferson Starship Ride the Tiger. 517 in Twin Cities. We received 8 inches of snow in the Twins here yesterday. Could have been 20 inches. Thank goodness most of it was rain. Eagles. U100, 522. News time, U100 will have in a moment.
Here is the director.
Well, winter came to the state of Minnesota with a sudden vengeance yesterday. 2 men died in the Twin City area while shoveling snow. Another man died of a heart attack at Granite Falls while putting on his snow tires. The Twin Cityans who died of heart attacks were 62-year-old Louis Bell of St. Paul and 74-year-old Louis Emmons of Robbinsdale. Travelers were stranded in the line of the storm from southwest Minnesota to the northeastern portion of the state. An emergency shelter was opened in the St. Cloud Civic Center, and the mayor of Albany said he wanted to open a Red Cross shelter in the junior high school. Interstate Highway 94 was barricaded in Albany because of the drifting snow and low visibility. The National Weather Service reported snow accumulation up to 18 inches, more expected before morning. Winds up to 45 miles an hour were reported. The Weather Service did have some good news. It said the storm would taper off in all but the northeastern portion of the state during the early morning. That's what it's doing around here. Today, most of the storm area will have some light snow. It'll clear towards afternoon. Temperatures may drop during the day, ranging in the middle and upper 20s. Winds, high winds and snow are not expected to end until this evening. In the northeast portion of the state, we may have some blowing and drifting around the Twin City area. We had 8 inches of snow yesterday, and the roads are really lousy right now. A Senate Intelligence Committee report says Cuban Premier Fidel Castro was the target of at least 8 murder plots by the CIA. One of them was being set up on the day that President John Kennedy was assassinated. The report says the plots strain the imagination, involving hiring gangsters and using poison cigars and pills, lethal pens, and even, get this, an exploding seashell. The 347-page report on CIA activities said secret agents went to great lengths in their efforts to discredit Castro if he couldn't be permanently removed from the scene. A series of disruptive tactics included a plan to expose Castro to a special shoe polish that would make his beard fall out and destroy his image of machismo. That's got to be the dumbest thing I ever heard of. Ronald Reagan gets his campaign into full swing today for the GOP presidential nomination, mounting the strongest conservative challenge in a decade. The 64-year-old former California governor already campaigned in Florida and New Hampshire, 2 pivotal primaries. The former movie star says he won't criticize President Ford, but he will run on his own platform of, among other things, anti-busing, anti-handgun control, and anti-equal rights amendment. 8 Democratic presidential hopefuls are gathered in Louisville to attend the first annual National Democratic Issues Convention. Some 1,500 delegates will hear views from the Democratic candidates, except George Wallace and Fred Harris. Tight security is being provided by worried Secret Service agents. The Labor Department said the cost of living in October increased 0.7%. That's due mainly to higher prices for food and shelter. It was the 3rd highest monthly increase of the year, but it's still below the July high of 1.5%. No big deal. One thing that can push prices up is a shortage, and dairy products are in short supply. Industry observers say consumer demand for dairy products has pushed the price of butter to a record $1.16 a pound wholesale. Experts are predicting even higher prices before the demand tapers off and shortages ease. The Federal Aviation Administration says it's trying to determine how 4 missiles or rockets may have zipped past an Eastern airline flight south of Richmond, Virginia. The DC-9 was carrying 89 persons en route from Florida to Washington. The pilot and co-pilot both reported seeing missiles pass near the twin-engine jet shortly after it adjusted altitude to approach Washington's National Airport. That's a strange story. Minnesota Fighting Saints shut out the New England Whalers last night 2-0 in a World Hockey Association game at Hartford, Connecticut. Brian Hextall with the Detroit Red Wings until last night will join the Minnesota North Stars in time for tomorrow night's game against Atlanta at Met Center in Bloomington. Herb Brooks, coach of the Minnesota Hockey Gophers, said Michigan State, the Gophers' opponent tonight, has the most explosive attack in the Western Collegiate Hockey Association. Said Brooks, they have more players who can blitz you with quick goals than any other club in the league. Michigan State leads the WCHA with a 5-1 record. Minnesota is 3-1. Blizzard conditions in the Twin Cities last night did not stop 500 hardy souls who turned out to view the 1975-76 Gopher basketball team at Williams Arena. The inter-squad basketball game marked the first appearance of the new squad coached by Jim Dutcher, who replaced Bill Musselman. The Gold defeated the Maroon 81-50 in the Williams Fun game. Junior guard Ray Williams was high man for the evening, 34 points, followed by sophomore guard Osmond Lockhart with 24 points. Standing room only crowds expected today at St. Cloud University's Hollenbeck Hall for the second annual Girls State Volleyball Tournament. 16 teams are competing in Class AA and Class A in volleyball, with Wayzata and Southwest favored among the large schools, and Benson the Class A pre-tournament favorite. A good turnout also expected today at Hamline University in St. Paul for the first Minnesota State High School girls swim meet since 1942. There are 108 schools competing in girls swimming, with Minnetonka favored to win the team title. U100 reminds you how about the U.S. Marine Corps U100 Toy for Tots campaign this Christmas season. Put any usable toys you don't need in the barrels at any Twin City 7-Eleven store and give the kids who need it most something to celebrate this Christmas. U100 Save the Seals weather, clear to partly cloudy, cold through Saturday. Some local blowing and drifting snow causing hazardous driving conditions today. Northerly winds up to 30 miles an hour, occasionally higher gusts during the day. The low tonight will be around 10 degrees. The high today only about 25. And the high tomorrow around 30. Right now 23 and blowing snow in the Twin Cities. I'm Art Snow for the new Super U. The rip is as close as your phone. You can do it to me right now. 452-3333. 12th caller's going to do it. Yes, sir. 537 in the Twins Jefferson airplane by request. White Rabbits. Rip me off, Bill, for the brand new Silver Convention LP with Fly Robin Fly. All right? Yeah. If you don't want it, we can always take it back, you know. You can use it for a frisbee. Jerry St. James just did a double spiral into the parking lot. What some people want go dreams to come to work these days. Hey, if you want to go to the movie, West Bank Auditorium, call me now. Okay, that's enough. Hold it. U100. Save the Seals weather, clear to partly cloudy, cold through tomorrow. Some local blowing and drifting snow causing local hazardous driving conditions during the day. Today it's bad out there right now, I can tell you that. Low tonight, rather, should be around 10 degrees. About 25 for a high today. Right now it's 23 at Super U. Spinners, pick of the litter, games, people, play. U100 550 in the Twin Cities with the Snowman, Jerry St. James at 6 o'clock. You lucky people. Fleetwood Mac right here. Completely over their head. From over my head. Just where the snow is right now. Remember, it's the Chicago weekend. Plays and giveaways all weekend long, starting this afternoon on Super U. U100 that's going to do it for the snowman. You have yourself a good one today. Drive safely. Going to work. Drive defensively. There's a lot of people out there whipping around much too fast this morning for the conditions. They kill themselves. And you too. So drive defensively. Have a good one. Jerry St. James is next by request. Moody Blues, Ride My Seesaw. WYOO, AM and FM stereo, Ridgefield.
1, 2, 3, 4. Test 1, 2, 3. Hello. Oh, that's better. U100 on the radio at 10 after 6. Hi, you. Believe it or not, the kid made it this morning. Hey, here I am. Boy, it's crummy out. Very cold, very windy. Streets are bad. Main roads, well, let me give you an example. Let me think. What did I take this morning? Let's see. What the heck is that road there? The one that goes to... Oh, 13, yeah. Highway 13, you know, that's pretty much okay, right? But other roads that aren't like the real main ones, like Burnsville Crosstown, for instance, real bad. Just real bad. And whatever this road... Oh, that's Cedar. Did I take Cedar? Yeah, I did. Cedar ain't the best either. At least out here, it's like a sheet of ice. You know, the snow plows have gotten most of the snow off, but then it's just ice because... you know, the snow is gone, and then whatever was below there melted, and it's crummy. Very hazardous driving. It's darn lucky for me there's nobody out this time of the morning because I went right through a stop sign. Couldn't stop, just skidded right through the intersection. Saying that, yeah, very lucky, because boy, could have been a big accident, and there would be one less radio person in the world. Oh, anyway, it's pretty, but that's about it. Oh, for heaven's sake, quick, let these poor people inside here. They're going to freeze their buns off. Open the door. Hi, come on in. You guys cold? Yes, indeed. Hey, how you guys doing? How'd y'all get here this morning? Can't believe it. How are you? Come on in here and sit down. It's the studio audience, of course. Relax a little bit. Have some coffee. I know you need some coffee this morning, right? And then just kind of take your coats off and put them in the lobby out there. All right, we'll be with you in just a second. Thanks for showing up this morning.
It's time to save now to tomorrow.
Shut that door.
And all Sayers Shopper City stores. You'll have time on your hands with these famous watch names. Benrus.
Hey, far out.
Hi
Hello.
there. Hi there.
Hello. Ba-bum.
I've seen funny things in my life, but you driving in our driveway...
Hey, wasn't that a scream?
Hey, that had to be really nice.
You know what it was here, this intersection of Cliff Road and 13?
Oh, that's...
No, whatever this is. What's this here?
Cedar. That's a bad road.
That's a bad intersection because the snow plows have been coming there and they piled all the snow up on this road.
Oh, yeah, that's a terrible road.
And I couldn't get through there. And then the rest of the road was bad. So I figured what I'd do is I would get up a good head of steam there. And I would come rolling along, and then I would just plow through the parking lot and go as far as I could until I got to the building and the car stopped. And so I did that. And I was doing like 40, and I was, and I started to turn, which was good, but then the ice started going, let's have fun with this guy. And it was great. Wasn't that neat?
Oh, it was a beautiful little whirly you made there.
Did you like that?
Wheelie all the way around.
I know. That's really kind of fun. It really is. I mean, when you realize that there's nobody else on the road, you're not gonna get hurt. Nobody else is gonna. It's kind of a goof.
If you like your car.
Well, yeah. I mean, but there's nothing else. Yeah, right.
Yeah,
there's nothing that could happen.
There's a ditch there, see.
Oh, there is?
There's a ditch.
I didn't know that.
First winter we were in town, first snow of the winter, into the ditch. I had a good time.
Where is the ditch? Is it on that side of the road over there?
You can't see it because it's filled with snow. But when you miss the driveway, you just kind of ease over into the ditch. Then you go down for about 17,000 feet.
Boy, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Oh, that's too bad. I was starting enjoying it myself. Spinning around out there, laughing and screaming.
It just goes down, 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 down.
Oh, boy. I'll have to be more careful.
Echoes when you hit the bottom.
Oh, boy. Oh, by the way, the boss called. He wants you to get out there and shovel the parking lot before he gets...
Oh, he does he?
Do we have someone come and do that, or what happens? Do we just wait till the...
We have a truck that comes in with a big billboard on the front of the thing, and it shoves all the snow up around the cars that are parked there and clears the rest of the lot.
Oh, I
see. So you can expect a wall of about 3 feet of snow behind your car this morning.
Oh, wonderful. I enjoyed it. I thought it was kind of a goof. But anyway, driving conditions are really not the best. You know, I don't want to say, leave 2 hours early. You're all going to die all the way to work. I don't want to go that far, but...
I saw some people tearing around here this morning, and I just wouldn't believe it, man. They were all over the road. They were going about 55, 60 miles an hour by this place. Zoom, zoom, zoom.
Yeah, it's not the best.
Saw Volkswagen go by with no headlights on.
Oh, really?
You beat that in this kind of weather?
That's terrible. Whee! Gee, I just picked that. Did you see this for the record? Gladys Knight and the Pips?
Yeah.
That's kind of nice. This is a record here. Gladys Knight and the Pips. Silent Night.
Silent Gladys.
Silent Gladys, and it has on it, this is like one you'd buy in a store. It has a jacket on it, you know, with a picture. It's just a lovely picture of Gladys sitting there at the piano with a big smile on her face, obviously playing Silent Night, and the rest of the Pips standing around. One of them is opening, he's wrapping he's either wrapping or opening a present. It's a truck, a red truck. They're in the living room, and the tree is all, one of them is trimming the tree, and one of them is standing there next to the piano in a nonchalant pose in a cardigan sweater, holding a card open and singing.
Oh, shucks.
Yeah, and the windows are all frosted. See, nobody realized they shot this thing on the 13th of July.
In the studio at MGM.
I know, it was very hot outside. Basically, this is probably one of the fakest pictures I've ever seen in my life.
Speaking of beautiful pictures, though, how about that baby seal that you got in
Oh, isn't that nice?
That is the prettiest little devil I ever saw in my life.
Yeah. Some people from Standcraft sent us a bunch of steel posters, 700 of them. Well, actually, they want to send us 700 of them. At cost.
Oh, it's beautiful. Just beautiful.
Yeah. If you come out here to pick up the petitions, we'll show you what we're saving. It's
really brings it home to you, man.
Yeah, beautiful little steel. You'll love it. Well, anyway, we're really running a tad behind here. Because
very far behind right now.
I myself was
really
a tad remiss by coming in a tad late today.
You were a tad of everything here. Why don't I just take it easy this morning just by giving the weather conditions, things like that, and then
that'd be all right.
That enough?
Yeah, that'd be good.
You don't want anything more than that?
Well, I don't know if anything is worth talking about.
No, not really.
You got any news about road conditions or anything? Or?
Yeah, well,
why don't you do a little of that?
I don't know if I have anything new on Wartown. Let me see here. La la la, road conditions.
Nothing new on road conditions.
No, if you want to fly, I got.
No, I have one in my pants. Thank you.
Oh, okay. Okay, we'll just stick to this here. Good morning. I'm Mark Snow for Michael J. Douglas. Good morning. How are you? And right now in the Twin Cities, it's 21 degrees and going lower. It's going to get down there today. As winter comes to the state with a sudden vengeance, everybody all of a sudden got snowed in yesterday. We had 8 inches of snow, for those of you that don't know, in the Twin City area. We had 2.01 inches of rain. And at the standard rate of 1/10 of an inch of rain to equal 1 inch of snowfall, we were very lucky that it didn't turn to snow sooner than it did in the Twin City area, or we'd have really been in a mess. 2 men died in the Twin City area while shoveling snow yesterday. Another man died of a heart attack at Granite Falls while putting on his snow tires. The Twin Cityans who died of heart attacks were 62-year-old Louis Bell of St. Paul and 74-year-old Louis Emmons of Robbinsdale. Travelers were stranded in the line of the storm from southwest Minnesota to the northeast portion of the state. An emergency shelter was opened at the St. Cloud Civic Center. The mayor of Albany said he wanted to open a Red Cross shelter in the junior high school. Interstate Highway 94 was barricaded at Albany because of the drifting snow and low visibility. The National Weather Service reported snow accumulation of up to 8 inches. That was about 1 o'clock this morning. More was expected before morning. We did get a little bit more in the Twin Cities, about another inch or so. Winds up to 45 miles an hour also were reported. The Weather Service did have some good news, however. It said the storm would all be but gone everywhere in Minnesota except the northeast portion by sometime before noon today. It's mostly gone from the Twin City area except for the blowing snow, which is still around. Today, most of the storm area will have some light snow. It'll clear towards afternoon. Temperatures will drop during the day, averaging in the middle and the upper 20s. High winds and snow are not expected to end this evening in the northeast portion of the state until sometime around midnight, sometime around there. Some people up on the North Shore really had a rough time with the storm because they couldn't drink the water, mainly because the 15-foot waves on Lake Superior yesterday kicked up some of that residue that's sitting on the bottom of Lake Superior. You know, a Reserve Mining Company pumps 67,000 tons of taconite tailings daily into Lake Superior. Usually it just sits there, but that storm yesterday messed it all up, so North Shore area residents could not drink the unfiltered water. Officials at the National Water Quality Laboratory in Duluth said the high waves stirred up what they termed an excessively high level of asbestos fibers in the water. Mouth doesn't work this time of the morning too well. Frozen shut. Well, I was going to give you the weather on top of that. I'll give you the weather forecast. For us, anyhow. Clear to partly sunny through tomorrow. Local blowing and drifting snow causing hazardous driving during the daytime today. High today should be around 25. Low tonight around 10 here in the Twin Cities. Now 21, cloudy and windy. And I'm Art Snow for Michael J. Douglas with the Frozen Jerry St. James.
When you were young.
U100, it's Jerry St. St. James. It's 22 past 6 o'clock in the morning. Crummy outside. It's beautiful outside, but it is cold, 21 degrees, and the roads are hazardous. This morning is definitely a good one to leave a little early, you know. I would leave early. If I were going from here, which is Egan, to the middle of the Twin Cities to work or something, I'd leave about 20 minutes early, just to be on the safe side, all right? Well, I would, that's all. 21 degrees outside, blowing and drifting snow, causing hazardous driving conditions today. There's the official word. Hey, the hot flash news of the morning is next here. U100, your official Save the Seal station in the Twin Cities. 21 degrees on the outside. On the St. James radio program at 6:25, 25 minutes past 6 o'clock. The hot flash news is next, right after this very good-looking, marvelously talented gentleman tells you where he'll be this evening. Hold it. All right, take it.
Hello,
Ratings. Ford F-100.
Made for the pick of loving. Hey, 6:27. Whoops, 6:27. Now from around the world across the nation. That's hard to do, and up your alley. Time for the Jerry St. James Hot Flash News of the Morning, brought to you this morning by the new Polish electric shoehorn. It works fine, except these frictions set your socks on fire. This morning, hold it. In the news this morning, 8 inches of snow fell in the Twin Cities yesterday and last night, and coupled with high winds and low temperatures, it's considered to be a pretty good storm. Plows were out all night clearing roads, and the storm is perhaps best described by one of the men who operated the plows all night to keep the roads open. He said, "I haven't seen such a snow job since Stenvik won the election." That's what he said. Don't look at me. Ronald Reagan formally announced his candidacy for presidential primary elections yesterday in Florida, where he went to enter that state's primary and officially kick off his bid for the presidency. Some political observers think Reagan may give President Ford a run for his money. Others think not. Said one congressman in Washington yesterday, "I don't take Reagan too seriously. In fact, as far as the presidency goes, I hear they've named a pizza parlor after his chances. Shakey's." One of the world's most sought-after beers for years has been Coors, the beer of the jet setters. And a few months ago, the in-beer came from Australia. It's called Foster Lager. Now the thing to drink if you really want to show what's happening is a beer from China, believe it or not, called Yensing beer. It tastes fine, but has one drawback, getting drunk on it. If you drink too much of this stuff and get bombed, you have a wild desire to take off everybody's clothes and iron them. Okay. The administration released figures yesterday showing the cost of living was up in October by 0.7%. The unemployment figure is about the same, and people who do have a job are seeing their money buy less and less of what it used to buy. It's really frustrating to go into a bank on payday, cash your check, and have the teller say to you, "How do you want this, heads or tails?" For some time there's been speculation among social scientists about whether or not there exist tribes of cannibals deep in the jungles of darkest Africa. You'll like this one. Well, apparently there are some cannibals left in the world. An expedition from the Smithsonian Institution in Washington, led by a group of distinguished scientists, report coming across a tribe of cannibals just last week. The doctor in charge of the expedition says he knew they were cannibals when he came into their village and heard a tribesman say to a friend, "Boy, I can't stand my mother-in-law." To which the other native replied, "Forget about her, just eat the noodles." Well, I thought it was cute. Finally, in the news this morning, there is something to be said for complete trust in your wife, or complete naivety. U100 sales manager Patrick signed on the dotted line Rickard and his wife were home last night watching television when the phone rang. Rickard answered it and said to the caller, "I don't know, you'll have to get that information from the Weather Bureau." When his wife asked who called, he said, "Gee, I don't know, some guy wanting to know if the coast was clear." It's Black Oak, Arkansas there. New one from him called Strong Enough to Be Gentle from the LP X-Rated. On the St. James radio program where they save the seals time here. At the sound of the tone this morning. Meep. Hi, Moose. Thank you. 8:27 in front of 7.
At all Zayre's Shopper City stores.
Hi, I'm Vance Boyce for Zayre's Shopper City stores. Wow, I wish I could talk like him. It's so much fun being at radio. Gosh darn. Wow. Wow.
I got the news.
Why do they talk like that? Why can't they be regular people and talk like us?
Yeah, why can't people talk like us? We talk normal.
Yeah.
Well.
Yeah. Boy, it's clear out.
Yeah, it is, but it's windy.
Yeah, you can see all the way through the city.
can see it for miles and miles and miles.
On a clear day.
Yes. Look over that snow and it goes on forever.
Yeah, it sure does. See, you know, it's not even going to melt today. It's only getting up to 25.
Yeah, I know. It's going down to 10 tonight.
What happens here when the roads are just like this? And
When the roads are like this?
What happens like like at 3 in the afternoon? Are they still going to be like this?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, they are. Right?
Well, and the main highways won't.
Oh.
No, and they'll plow it. They'll push it all back. You see.
Well, see, that's pushback pretty much. But then there's a big thing of ice under there.
It can't be helped, man. You'll find out when the bottom of your car starts rotting out. You'll get used to the salt and stuff.
Well, I'll tell you what. So that neither one of us get hurt.
Yes.
On the way home.
Yes.
Why don't we? I tell you what. We'll take your car. Now wait a minute. We'll take your car this morning at 10 o'clock. See, if you drive, I will agree to lie on top of the hood with a can of Morton salt, and I'll just kind of sprinkle it on the roadway as we go along.
It'll be pretty good going. We don't have to do that. We don't have to do that. Besides, you know, you might get run over by a Volkswagen. They go wild in this kind of weather, let me tell you.
Volkswagens?
Yeah, they like to prove themselves. Every now and then you see one, it just lies and waits for you underneath a snowbank or something like that. Just out in front of the road.
Hey, the Volkswagen, watch it.
Oh, well.
Would you care for some news this morning?
Yeah, thank you.
All right, I'll be glad to help you out here. We'll have a little bit more on the weather in just a moment, because there is a little bit more weather, as everybody knows. Secretary of State Henry Kissinger says he hasn't yet read the Senate Intelligence Committee report on foreign assassination plots by the CIA. That report was released yesterday. In it, Senate investigators say they found evidence of plots against Cuban Premier Fidel Castro and Congo Premier Patrice Lumumba. The plots against Castro, get this, even included an effort to spike his shoe polish with something that would make his beard fall out. Yes, they really did that. The guy that thought that one up got a little gold star to wear on his tush around all day in the Pentagon. North Carolina Research Institute reports that roughly 28% of the nation's students in grades 7 through 12 are problem drinkers. The study, prepared for the National Institute of Alcohol Abuse and Alcoholism, also says about 1 out of every 4 13-year-olds can be considered a moderate drinker. Things are sure changing. Wedding bells on Capitol Hill. House Ways and Means Committee members Andy Jacobs of Indiana and Martha Keyes of Kansas say they're going to get married. The marriage of 2 Democrats apparently will mark the first time 2 House members from the same Congress have wed. Yes, politics makes strange bedfellows and all that. The Federal Aviation Administration says it's trying to determine, and this is a strange story, how 4 missiles or rockets may have zipped past an Eastern airline flight south of Richmond, Virginia. The DC-9 was carrying 89 persons en route from Florida to Washington. The pilot and the co-pilot both reported seeing missiles pass near the twin-engine jet shortly after it adjusted altitude to approach Washington's National Airport. I'd like to hear a little more on that. Health consultant Roger Schmidt says more teenage girls are smoking now than they did in 1970. In an American Lung Association report, Schmidt said the number of girls smoking is almost equal to the number of boys now. Said the Lung Association is starting a program aimed at de-glamorizing smoking by pointing out its health hazards. Good old John Denver learned as much Japanese as he could, learned some Oriental language stuff so he could croon in Japanese on his recent tour over there. It didn't work too well, though, because he tried for a sing-along, and he sang "Take Me Home, Country Roads" in Japanese. But the packed house, all the people there just started chorusing back in English at him. So he promptly forgot the words. A howling thunderstorm struck Minnesota yesterday, as some of you probably know, if you've been awake at all in the last 24 hours. It dumped up to 21 inches of snow in some areas. Snow is still falling. Closed highways, hundreds of schools, virtually isolated some communities. Winds up to 60 miles an hour, piled drifts 10 to 12 feet deep. Hopelessly snarling traffic in Minneapolis and St. Paul. There were an incredible amount of fender benders yesterday. Thankfully, though, no one got badly hurt in any car accident, although 2 residents of the Twin Cities did die from heart attacks as they were trying to shovel their way out of the snow yesterday. The forecast for the Twin Cities today is a little bit better, clear to partly sunny through tomorrow. Local blowing and drifting snow will continue, though, causing hazardous driving conditions today. The high around 25, low tonight around 10. Now it's 21, cloudy and windy outside, and I'm Mark Snow for Michael C. Douglas with Gary St. James.
Look of evil in your eyes. You've been filling me up full of lies.
U100. We St. James here morning playing a hit so you're spraying your pitch. It is 6:43. U100 Save the Seals time on the radio here. 21 degrees outside. Hazardous driving conditions today. Yeah, the weather is crummy. It's nice and clear and everything, but the roads are kind of screwed up, so leave about 20 minutes early on the way to school or work or whatever. Now we'll check out the school lunch menus for you in scant seconds here. St. James in the morning. It is 6:46. We're going to go downstairs in a minute to see the thing there, you know, the menus. In the meantime, tell you what, I know what we're going to do here. I got Chuck Morgan on the phone live from Hawaii. Hang on a second. I'm going to throw a switch here and I'll talk to you live. Don't go away. Hang on. And anyway, he's on the phone live from Hawaii. Hello there. Oh, wait. Hold on a second. Hello. Hello there. Hello there. You're not there. Where are you? You got to be there somewhere. Oh, I know why. I got the string in the wrong position. That's better. Say hi.
Hello there. Are we on the radio?
That's much better. Yeah, we're live, so don't say anything terrible. I mean, don't really. I'm the third.
You were telling me that it snowed there?
Yeah, we got like 8 inches here. 8 big ones. Really.
It is exactly 2:47 in the morning in Hawaii, and it is 78 degrees right now.
Can you dig it? 78 degrees in Hawaii, and it's lovely.
I'm on the big island of Hawaii. We took off from Honolulu Monday. We had the crazy pilot. Every time he flew over Pearl Harbor, he started yelling, Tora, Tora, Tora. And one of the guys on the tour with us tried to smoke a grass skirt. They got the biggest crabs and great seafood, lobsters and everything over here.
Oh, have you been to Pearl Harbor? Did you go there?
Yeah, took the Pearl Harbor tour, and it shows the Arizona, and it still has oil leaking out of the ship from all those years ago.
Wow, that's incredible.
As a matter of fact, Uncle Jerry Ford, that is, going to be over here December 7th, and they're going to have a big ceremony there at Pearl Harbor.
Huh.
I cannot believe there's 8 inches of snow on the ground.
Well, it's true. It's true. There's 8 inches. When you get back,
I'll stay over here another month.
Yeah, really. When you get back, there'll be 8 inches of snow on the ground waiting for you. You'll love it.
Well, I tell you what, I'm going to look really weird because I'm about as brown as a native Hawaiian right now.
You really have a tan and everything?
Yes.
Oh, that's terrible. You ought to be ashamed of yourself. That's all right. We'll get you.
I'll see you back Monday afternoon at 3 o'clock, Jerry.
Yeah, we'll roll you around in the snow out here. That'll get rid of your tan.
I can build a snowman.
Yeah. All right, we'll see you Monday at 3.
Okay.
Okay, have a nice trip back and everything.
Aloha.
Aloha. Aloha. We listen to that. It's ridiculous. Aloha. Makes me sick. Here's Merle.
MCA and U100 invite you to stop in at any of the 9 Queen City Music Plant stores during a...
U100, WYOO, M&FM Stereo, Richfield. It is 7 o'clock, right smack dab on the nose. How are you? This is Jerry St. James, perhaps better known to millions as the man who entertains more women in bed in one single morning than most men do in an entire lifetime. St. James radio program. It is 7:04, 4 past 7, the official Save the Seals time. Good morning, Guido. How are you?
Good morning. Good morning. Good morning.
Morning.
This is Guido. Guido spelled Guido. Guido.
Yeah.
Just coming in here at a couple of minutes past 7 o'clock this morning. It's my allotted time on the St. James program to stick my tough, pock-marked, weather-beaten face in here.
Yeah.
To remind all of you, I want to thank you so much for calling up to save them baby seals. We have taken all the petition calls that we can handle at this particular time already.
Right, yes,
so Guido's going to be doing Guido's horoscope this morning for several of the very lucky listeners. Also, my very good friend Rex King will be in here this morning already. Rex King will be in a little bit later on. Harvey Snow this morning filling in for Michael J. Donuts is on vacation.
That's true.
I want to remind you to drive very carefully on the way to work this morning because driving conditions are hazardous with all the snow and the blowing and drifting outside, all right? But if you have to go to school or work, you can rely on us to get you there safely. Everybody stand by this morning for Guido.
Thank you, Guido. It's 7:05.
Looking around the world.
You'll find it an easy name to remember.
News time. Do you know, we've, as Guido said a couple minutes ago, we have taken all the petition requests that we can.
All we can.
Yesterday, we topped the request mark for 10,000.
Oh, no. Whoa, wow.
Can you believe that? That's 10,000 petitions we have going on.
Good Lord.
And we will be taking a request next week for more. You know, if you've already ordered 2 or 3 and you filled them up, we'll send you some more. But 10,000 is about it. I mean, that is all that we can possibly handle and get them out to you in time. Because
that is 700,000 names.
Yeah. Well, it sure is.
Well, there's 2 million. There's 2.5 million people in the Twin City area.
I know. I don't think we're never going to get anywhere near 700,000. I mean, that's with a 100% return rate and 100% filled out. But I think we can do pretty darn well there. But anyway, that's the story on the petitions. Everybody who called in, thank you so much. That ain't bad. That's that's 2,500 a day for 4 days. 2,500 a day.
That's incredible.
That's just really absolutely incredible. That's just super. I'm going to this weekend splice together that interview I did with Brian Davies up there in New Brunswick earlier in the week. I've just been so busy I haven't been able to do it.
Yeah, I'd like to hear some of that.
Yeah, we'll be playing that next. As a matter of fact, I'll let you play some in the news in the morning if you like.
Oh, what a nice guy.
Hey, I'm the best. Anyway, we'll be talking about the Seals for the next 3 weeks and filling you in on the progress of what's happening. We'll be calling New Brunswick and talking to the International Fund for Animal Welfare, talking to them and letting you know what's happening and keeping your spirits up and keeping you going for the next 3 weeks as far as getting those signatures, because that's what's going on now. We're going to mail all the petitions out by tomorrow, and you should have them by Monday, and then for the next 3 weeks we're going to get people to sign them, right?
Right.
Anyway, it's news time. What's happening?
Well, good morning. Hi. I'm myself for Michael J. Douglas, who's on vacation for this week, and he picked a good one to go on vacation. He's snowed in at his place out on the farm right now. It's 20 degrees in the Twin Cities, some windy weather outside, making driving very hazardous on the already slick roads. Minnesota's banded right now by southwest to northeast blanket of snow in the wake of the first winter storm of the season yesterday. State residents and highway crews are beginning the massive shoveling out process to open areas virtually shut down by the heavy snows and the high winds of the day before. Driving conditions will be hazardous today because of the icy roads, the strong winds, and the blowing snow. All winter storm warnings have been lifted now. The weather outlook for today is clear to partly cloudy skies. Snow flurries continuing in the southeast until this afternoon. More snow flurries expected in the north tomorrow. Authorities reported 3 storm-related deaths yesterday. A Granite Falls man died of a heart attack while putting on his snow tires. 2 Twin City men also suffered heart attacks while they were shoveling snow. They were identified as 62-year-old Louis Bell of St. Paul and 74-year-old Louis Emmons of Robbinsdale. Just for the heck of it, I'll give you the latest radar report out of Minneapolis. This was at 6:30 a.m. Central Standard Time. It applies right now. Snow continuing to fall over portions of southeast Minnesota, northeast Iowa, western Wisconsin. The area was decreasing gradually as the winter storm center moved across eastern Wisconsin. Strong gusty winds expected to continue over much of the region today, causing hazardous driving conditions, blowing and drifting snow. And that's the report right from the horse's mouth there. Last-minute efforts yesterday to suppress the Senate Intelligence Committee's report on U.S. involvement in assassination plots against foreign leaders failed. The 353-page document was released despite the public pleas from President Ford and CIA Director William Colby that it be quashed, lest lives and national security be endangered. Chairman Frank Church said failing to publish would have been worse. Considering some of the things published in it, it reads more like a comic book. And I would think they'd be ashamed to have it published, considering some of the dumb things that are in it. A shoe polish to make Castro's beard fall out. That's what we've got our famous CIA for. A House Commerce Subcommittee has approved legislation to allow some wintertime emergency sales of natural gas by distributors at prices far above the federal ceilings. The bill has provisions to prevent price increases from being passed along to individual householders. The extra cost would be passed along to industrial and commercial customers. A group of Americans this week placed a memorial wreath over the English grave of that great American Revolutionary War hero, Benedict Arnold. At least the members of the Arnold Society say he was a hero. Their avowed mission is to clear Arnold's name and to reestablish him as the greatest field officer who ever lived.
What'd you say?
What are you looking for there?
What's the story about? Did I hear? I was downstairs getting coffee. Did I hear you say the CIA's putting shoe polish in Castro's beard?
Oh, yeah, I'll give you that in a minute.
Are you serious?
Yeah, that's true. That's really what they did.
Rapid shave on his shoes?
They invented some shoe polish. They wanted to get rid of his machismo image, so they were going to take some shoe polish down there and use it on his beard to make it dark, you know, to get the salt and pepper out of it, and his beard would fall out.
Huh.
That's what they think up there in the CIA.
They also put some napalm in Rapid Shave to make his shoes fall off. Stupid. I don't understand.
Well, anyhow, the Society president, Vincent Linder, claims that a recent Army review of Arnold's court-martial was full of contradictions and bias. He intends to launch a campaign for the full reversal of the 1780 court-martial, which made the name Benedict Arnold an epithet for traitor. Linder claims that Arnold's offer to sell West Point to the British was nothing more than a fairy tale, perpetrated by hanging judges disguised as historians. That's strong stuff, let me tell you. As far as the weather goes this morning, it could go for all I care. Clear to partly sunny through tomorrow, local blowing and drifting snow causing hazardous driving conditions today. High today around 25, low tonight around 10. Now it's 20, going down. Cloudy and windy at the Super U. I'm Art Snow for Michael J. Douglas with Jerry St. James.
U100 with the Beatles there. Drive my car. It is 7:14. Save the seals time. I am the original St. James in the morning. How's your face? Good. Driving conditions outside of crummy. Beautiful, but crummy. I can see people slipping and sliding and dancing and rolling outside here. Ah, it looks like Vi. Is that Vi? Yeah, it's Vi. There's Vi Bush, our ace receptionist, pulling into the parking lot and sliding. Oh, there's Mark Ryan. This is wonderful. You ought to see all these people. It's tremendous. It looks like you guys bought tickets to go on a ride or something out there. It's crummy. Be very careful when you're driving. Rex King, the world's only singing weatherman, brought to you by Shock Electronics, is next.
Hundreds have been amazed.
Magnum 450 is also available without the tape deck for only $449 at your local Shock Electronics store.
Well, let's hear it now. A warm round of applause on this cold, chilly, wintry, snowy morning for the world's only singing weatherman, a gentleman who's becoming a legend in his own time. Let's bring him on with a tumultuous welcome. Ladies and gentlemen, here he is. Yes, look at that. Can you believe a grown man wears the hat? Look at that hat. He has a hat on here with the, you know, the little ear flaps you pull down. Yeah, he's got one of those on. It's black, with the ear flaps you pull down, the flap you pull down over your forehead. Big boots, and a yellow raincoat. Boy, do you look dumb. Let's bring him in here. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Rex King is here. Hey! Radio, but it's not a radio line. This here's Rex King, the world's only singing weatherman, brought to you this morning by my good friends and my sponsor, the fine folks over at Shock Electronics. Could I hear it for Shock Electronics this morning, please? Shock Electronics, home of the Magnum 100. That's what they's pushing, because that's what's good over there. If you got it in mind that you want to go out and spend a couple dollars and get yourself a super stereo system, you go on over there to see the fine people over at Shock Electronics. They got 12 Twin Cities locations, and it's a good system. I done heard it my own self. I was over there one day. Rex King got one. I got one in my den. If I can afford it, you can afford it. Go on over there. Don't buy nothing until you go over there. You got to owe it to yourself to go on over there and see these people. Even if you don't want to buy nothing, you should go in there and tell them Rex King sent you, and they just love you. Tell them Rex King sent you, it'll open doors for you, and they'll throw you right out. That's what they'll do. All right, hold on there. I'm fixing to do the U100 Save Them Seals weather for Minneapolis, St. Paul, the Twin Cities, and my dear all-American, anti-communist, snowed-in hometown of